Yeah. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. This is your boy, Mr. Shada. And I'm tired. How are you? How are you tonight? I hope everybody's doing okay. So we are streaming live on Facebook. We are streaming live on YouTube, and we are streaming live on LinkedIn. We're trying a new platform today. And next one, after I get 2 days of sleep, I'll do my first one on Twitch too, where like nobody knows me, but who cares? So before we get going with my guest, today is gonna be a stream in English. So if you speak French and you don't speak English, it's time to learn. Or if you speak anything anyway. And man, listen. Next Saturday we have a stream all in French, full French. So if you don't speak French, well, you have 1 week to learn. So good. I want to say hi to all the new subscribers on the YouTube channel. Big up to Elamine Mohamed, big up to Andrea, big up to Fololo, and big up to Narcisse Thomas, the new subscribers. We are at 41 subscribers on our goal of 1,000 subscribers. We have 28 days to go, so you have to share this bitch here so that people come and enjoy the content and be part of the family. But be careful. Don't bring here no fake ass people, because we'd rather stay a small family than a big family full of crazy people. Bonsoir Carole, comment ça va? Hello Lilou. Emmanuel from Montréal, Calice. Comment ça va? Paula, Alexandra, como sempre. Estou bem, espero que tu estás bem. Renan, boa noite. Nazicleni. Olá. Hey, Louise. Oh, you missed my fight with Nelson? Listen, no problem. It's there now on my profile. You can check it out. You can re-watch the whole thing, and I will actually put it on my YouTube channel tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning if I decide to sleep. But you know me. AJ, this one been here every episode. Thanks to always be here with us and be part of this experiment. Nah, don't worry, we're not going French today. We are in English today. Unless my guest wants to speak a different language, and I'll just follow whatever he has in mind. Did I have a good day? Yes, I had a good day. Senex Beats, what up, my bro? Bro, listen. I don't even need to ask you for some new beats because I got beats from the old album that I didn't use that I'm going to use in this new album. So you're good. But if you have something crazy, you know. Vanini, bonsoir. Kaysha Pop. Je suis en train de composer, le truc de l'instru, ça va faire danser. Hey, merci. Bonne composition. Luis Moreira. Para brincar comigo. Não quero. Agostinho. Hello, I'm Mongolian and I like you so much. Well, hello, I'm Congolese and I'm happy that you like me. Lots of love. Julie, bonsoir, top, ce soir on améliore notre anglais. Exactement. That's the spirit. You're here to learn. We will teach you. Anything you don't understand, you just ask. We will translate. Yolanda, hey Yolanda, did you see how we edited your photo yesterday? Yeah, we will make it a big family. Bring all the Kizomba people. We can I would love to invite you, Yolanda, to have a conversation. I'm also gonna have a Kizomba organizer because I want to talk about how this whole situation is affecting the business of the Kizomba festivals. So many people are out of a place to dance, out of a place to teach and get paid, and out of places to organize festival. That's something that I really wanna talk about. Hi Shadrach. Hi. Hey. Adelaide, hola from Edmonton, Canada. Well, you see, Canada is in the in-house. Oi, Jeannette, boa noite. Maximum record, mbote na yo. I want to be part of your team. I want to be part of my team too. Well, listen. While I'm introducing everything, I will like you to put in the comments right now. Now, first of all, before you put anything in the comments, you go to the like button and you click like. I like. And hey Arlinda, hey sweetie. Listen, when I watched your video today, I was like, Amsterdam. You messed up, sis. We could have built an empire. Anyway, inside joke. So before I get going with my guest, I want to tell you about the dream I had tonight. I think I was talking to my wife until 3 or 4 a.m. Then she was tired, so I went to sleep too around 4. And at 8 a.m., so after 4 hours, I just woke up in the middle of, it was the morning, but I was like, oh, I need some croissant. I need to go to the bakery. So I put my jeans on and I went to the bakery to get some croissant. And then I woke up. It was all a dream. So I wake up and I'm like, oh, this dream gave me craving for some croissant. Let me go get some croissant. So I put my jeans on and I go down, put my mask, go down, I go on the street, I'm walking to the bakery. And I wake up for the third time, and now it's 11 a.m. And I'm like, did I dream 2 times of this shit? I need the croissant, let's go. So I put my jeans again. And I start heading to the bakery for the third time. But this time it's for real. And at 1 p.m., I woke up again. And I was like, what kind of fucking loop is this? What's wrong with the Matrix? And after that, I was scared to close my eyes. So I turned on all the blinds, let the light come in. I was just like, yeah, let me just go take a shower and not sleep anymore because this shit is scary. That was crazy. Anyway, the person that is joining us tonight is somebody that I met through Twitter. He has a great podcast called Wemoto podcast. So in Lingala, moto means fire. I have no idea if it has something to do with that. I'm gonna ask him. And we've been having exchanges on Twitter about music, and he actually reviewed one of my albums as Diamantero. And it's like one of those internet connections that becomes a connection, and then in the future become friend and then family. You know how it goes, like. And so I don't remember what we were talking about. Probably here in our YouTube channel, and I was like, "Yo, you should come here. We should talk about the battle I had with Nelson Freitas, because I loved he's covering. I think it was seems like a football match, and all the content he's doing for the African continent. So without further ado, help me welcome Mr. MJ from the Wemoto podcast. What up?
Kaysha, what's going on?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I can't complain. The sun is out. I mean,
what time is it where you are?
It's like almost 6 p.m., 5:52 p.m.
So where are we talking from?
Edmonton, Canada.
Edmonton. Never been there.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Oh, really?
I mean, I've been in Montreal, I've been in Ottawa, I've been in Toronto, and that's it.
You've been everywhere in the world except Edmonton. Wow. That's nice.
I mean, there's always a new place to explore. That's all I have to say.
After this whole pandemic situation, come through, bro.
Sometimes you feel like everything is fine while you're in this pandemic, and then you realize that you start dreaming strange stuff, like me this morning, and you're like, yo.
I saw you tweet about that dream, right? And I actually thought you were joking.
Listen. At 1 p.m., I actually woke up scared, because I've seen those movies of those people who relive the same day over and over again, and then they get killed at the end of the day, and they go back to the morning of the same day, but they remember everything. So now they're trying to do it differently. So after the fourth
you
time,
dreamt about this 3 times.
Yo,
3 times.
Listen, I think 4 times. I woke up at 8, then I woke up at 9, then I woke up at 11, then I woke up at 1 p.m. And then I was like,
okay, that's pretty serious. That is pretty serious. I don't know, but you just need to sort things out in your life. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something. I'll figure it out.
I hate. You gotta do what you gotta do, because for me, as an African, if I'm dreaming something 4 times, there's a problem. There's a problem.
When I was younger, I used to dream about running too fast, so I would start leaving the ground, because my legs were going too fast. So I would leave the ground and I would fall each time. And then I dreamed about that for 10 years, almost every other night. I would always, at a point in whatever dream, be in the street. I would start running so fast that I would start like, oh shit, I'm flying, and bah, I would fall.
Did you ever actually ask anyone what that meant?
I didn't, because I know how to analyze myself, and I know how to find answers myself. one
Oh my
day,
God, that is super confident.
one day I just woke up after one of those dreams and I was like, yo, don't try to do everything so fast. Take your time, one step at a time. And I never made that dream again.
I feel you.
So yeah, my
Maybe it was
all,
just your subconscious
yeah,
talking to you,
yeah,
you
telling
know.
me, slow down.
And
Ay.
that's how it's gotta be. I mean, obviously you've had such an interesting career, right? Like we're talking decades. So and we're talking about this before,
Yeah.
the art, and I called it a skill of reinvention.
The thing is this: if you are trying to be who you were 10 years ago and try to stay that person, how do you find growth? How do
You
you
don't.
learn? And how do you use what you learn to go to the next dream? And once you fulfill your dreams, whatever your dream is your dream, Arlinda dream, she's here in the comments. Her dream is, one of her dreams is to open a shop, and
Mhm.
so she can sell her a style. She's a stylist too, among other things, and her dream is to open that store and to start selling her own clothes. And
Right.
once the store will be open, I mean it's open already, but once it's open and it's a success, if you stay there for 10 years doing the same thing over and over again, even if it works, but you're still here with your little shop and you don't dream about something else, then it becomes boring. So it becomes a
True.
point where after that shop, you might want to open a second one, then a third one, then you might open another one in another country, and all of a sudden you become American Apparel
Right.
or Abercrombie and Fitch or whatever, and then you can become Zara, and you are everywhere. And once
Yeah.
you've done that, maybe it's time to buy a whole shopping. Who knows? But
That's the art of reinvention, right?
once your dreams are fulfilled, you need new dreams. If you don't have new dreams, then what's the point? You know?
Okay. Okay. That is something to think about. Because from my understanding, like having it that way means that at different points in your life, the target obviously changes.
Of course. Yeah.
So you kind of go for something different, or it could be within the same space, but it might be just realigning to something slightly different. Like Kaysha going from being full on like singer and to more production.
And it could be other content. This is a new form of, it's not really new, but we could say it's another form of content for me. That might excite me more than what people want me to do.
Right.
But what if this bring me to a million new people? And
That means you're opening new doors, right?
exactly. And if you don't do this, you stay exactly where you are. And by the time the world passes you by, it's too late. Like a lot of people who are, it's like Tarzan. Tarzan, if he wants to cross the jungle, he has to go from one of those trees. He grabs
To
the
the
rope,
next one.
and then at a point to go to the next one, he has to let go the other one. Simple.
Oh, that is an excellent analogy.
You have to.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. That's pretty big.
Angie saying, watch those food dreams. They make you gain a lot of weight. It's not for me. Oh, Janet.
And
Emmanuel
you
is
have to
saying,
spend so
do
much
you
time in the
understand?
gym.
Did you understand your dream? Not at all. Not yet. Let me have it a few times and then I'll find the answer. Don't worry. What did you have last night before going to bed? Nothing, bro. Nothing. What a dream, sis. Yeah,
These comments are killing me, man.
yeah, I was in the loop. That's true. Pedro Emodi. Hello, Yakuba. How are you? Oh, Tina. Hello, hello, hello. Nobody like put your flags in the comments. I'm not seeing where everybody's from. Yeah, so yeah, it's I think the power of understanding that whatever you dream of becoming,
Yeah.
first of all, you have to accept who you are in this world. You know, I remember one day we went to a TV show, and one of the people being interviewed, so it was me, some other artists, somebody was organizing an event, and there was somebody who was in numerology, I think, some form of astrology stuff. And I mean, I'm not against, I'm not for, I don't believe, I don't not believe. To me, everything is possible. So,
Yeah.
but that person I never met, ever. And I come to the backstage where we were all getting made up for the show, and that person comes to me, and she tells me, "Excuse me, I don't know you. I don't know who you are, but I want to tell you that it is very rare what you are." And I'm like, okay, let me know more. And that person tells me, you are, in its rare, most people are either beyond, in front of their feet, or running after their feet. And the mind, the soul, and their actions are not parallel. They are, sometimes you think something, but you contradict yourself with your actions, and what you have inside of you is something else. And this is why most people are lost. And she told me it is very rare to find somebody who is exactly in the space where they should be. And your mind, your thoughts, and your actions are exactly in the same place, and it's very rare. I'm sorry, I don't know you, and that's just what I feel when I look at you.
So this person just came out of
nowhere, never. And it's only after we were on the same couch talking on the TV show that the person was like, oh, okay, so you're an artist, and oh, okay, so you're. That's when we were introduced in TV show live. But before that person just came in the. I mean, I was the one who came to do my makeup, and the person was there waiting for their turn, and then it just said, "Yo, listen, that's your aura. That's what I felt when I met you. Most people, their aura is like, the things are not. But whatever that person told me didn't surprise me at all, because that's true. I would say
self-assured.
99% of the time, what I do and what I feel and how I feel are exactly in one. It's one piece. It's not like some people sometimes, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm never like, I'm not a person who doesn't know what he's gonna do. I'm a person that things happen, I think about them, I feel how I feel about them, then I do something, and then I just go to and then I set objectives. And that's why I'm never in panic, I would say. It's hard.
So you just kind of go for it. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, who's interviewing who? Go ahead.
Well, I know.
It's a conversation. Go ahead. It's your job, actually, more than mine.
This is out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Like, at what point did you realize, like, yo, this music thing is what I want to do? Like, at what point do you remember when exactly you were like, this is it?
I never asked myself that question.
Not once?
Never.
Oh.
Never ever.
How?
I just did it.
So you just went for it, just?
Yeah, when I was 8, my mom bought me my first like a small synthesizer where I could do one note, and
Yeah.
I just start playing with it, and that's it.
Man,
Yeah.
that is, you see, now that makes sense. You know why?
Why?
Because what that person said,
Mm-hmm.
and your answer to this question
Mm-hmm.
is exactly why you are who you are. Because you basically went into something. You didn't have to ask yourself if it was what you wanted to do. You just went and you did it.
Exactly.
And now we're looking back. I mean, if you started, you got your first synthesizer at what, 8?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Destiny.
I'm telling you, like, the things I do, and most of the things I do, even this here.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I was, okay, how do I do this? What do I need? I was watching a few videos. I found a program to do it. Then I start playing with it for 2 days, watch like 50 or 60, I think, all the videos that are available on the internet about the program on YouTube, about followed all the people who have something to do with it, found the creators on Twitter, asked them a few questions, they replied to me, and I was like, okay, let's go. And then I was like, yeah, welcome.
That's
well, welcome to Club Shada.
Because I did check it out, like when you started doing these live streams, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty neat. Like, this is some professional level stuff.
And I was just I just did it. Like, that's how I am, for real. Hello, Andre. Hi, camera. It's oh, hold on. Hello, Onike. That's a new person. Nice. I like new people. And yeah, I mean, all of a sudden I had a bunch of new people at the same time, a bunch of I had to check comments, and at the same time, like, all these things. And
right.
Yeah, it's you know, it is the way I am. Like, I set goals. People will say dreams, and I think it's the same thing. I dream of being this, or I dream of doing that. So I set a realistic goal. Let's say I want to have 1,000 people at the same time watching. So I'm going to set a goal. I'm going to look at the numbers. If I can, I think the most I can have is 70 people at the same time. So if my goal is 1,000, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to need to do this another 200 times. So this is in X amount of time. And once this is set, I'm not interested anymore in when it will happen, because now I'm in love with the process of making it happen. I'm in love in every time I see a new person. So the last 4 people I said hi, so the last 3 plus this new person, hi Daisy,
yeah.
Bonjour. So that's 4 new people that were not here 2 weeks ago. And that's what I love. That's the process I'm interested in. And before I even think about it, we are 1,000 people, and 2 years, 3 years have passed, and it became a full-fledged shows. I play video clip. Maybe people send me their Instagram, and I tell them, yo, you are, let's say, show me your Instagram. I will tell you what you need to change to make it better, and what is your objective. For example, it's something I can do because I've been doing this. I did it for my wife to start. I have expertise in those things, so I can literally take my phone, and people tell me, yo, this is my Instagram, please check it out, and okay, let's check some Instagrams, and I can decide, okay, we'll do this on Wednesdays, for example, and those things, check it out. It pops out of my head. I ask people, are you interested in this? Would you be interested in having your Instagram or your website or your beats critiqued? So I can tell you what you need to move forward to make it your business professionally. And if everybody says, yeah, we love it, that's a good idea, boom, we start doing it. And all of a sudden we have a thing. And then that's how actually I do everything.
And it keeps moving. So have you ever had anyone else manage your socials?
Never.
From day one.
Another person, another new person. Hi Yves, trop fan de toi. J'ai pu ramener une meuf grâce à ta chose. You understand French? No. So what he's saying that is my fan, is a top fan of mine, and thanks to me, he could brought a girl at home, thanks to my songs. So yeah.
Which one?
My pleasure. Yeah, what song? That's true.
I want to know.
Agora percebi, estás a dizer que tem muitas pessoas. Verdade, tem muitas novas pessoas. Isso é muito bom. Estou a gostar. Yeah, you see, I just go from, I switch languages just like that. That's exactly how I learn languages.
The last time I checked with you, you spoke like what, 5 or 6?
7.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can we go through them again? Wait, I think I can try and name them. English, obviously. French, Lingala.
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yep.
I think there's some form of Creole, but I can't remember from which place.
A lot of them.
Okay, fine.
Actually,
help me out.
So I speak English, French, and Portuguese. Those ones, I speak them every day, the 3 of them.
Okay.
So those one I can like really. Then I speak Lingala.
Yeah.
But because I never speak Lingala with other people, so if somebody speaks to me Lingala, I completely understand. But I would need a month in Congo talking only Lingala to get back to speed. But I mean, I speak it. It's there.
Okay.
It's there in the system. I speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, Spanish.
But I'm because the same thing. I speak mostly Portuguese, so my Spanish is kind of lost. But if I'm in Spain again for a whole month, I will be. And when I speak to people who speak to me Spanish, I tend to respond in Portuguese, but I understand everything they say. I got a friend. She sends me tons of long notes all in Spanish, and she speaks fast, and I either reply in English or in Portuguese. Then I speak the Creole from the West Indies.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. I live there for enough time, and I've been around the people for a long time that I just start picking up everything they say, and because the root of the language is French. I actually understand what they say. And so it's the same thing for Cape Verdean Creole, because the root is Portuguese. I understand what they say because it makes sense. So even if I don't understand a word or two, I can make a sense of the sentence. The same thing, the Creole from Guinea-Bissau. Somebody can speak to me, or because the mother of my 2 children are from Guinea-Bissau. They both mixed something in Guinea-Bissau. One is mixed Russian and Guinea-Bissau. The other one is Portuguese, Cape Verdean, and Guinea-Bissau. So I've been hearing the language for 18 years now. So I understand what they say when they talk. I pick up everything they say. I wouldn't. I don't think I would be able to just speak like that. But the same thing, you just drop me there for a month, I'll be good. And
you'll be good.
And I think it's more or less that. And I understand some words in Japanese and Chinese, but very little. But this is just from watching mangas and movies. And every time I was reading the translation, I was listening what was said. And at a point, I'm like, okay, every time I hear Shifu, I see master. So at a point, I just put it there. That's how I learn. I learn all the languages like that without really like. I learned Portuguese actually by just living with my wife, and she's like your teacher for Portuguese, which makes sense though. Yeah, it's just like in the beginning we try. At a point, there's a fight. You need to win the fight, so you start learning the language.
Kaysha.
Um beijo, e
Bro.
Tina tem um carinho especial pelo Kaysha. Ela não percebe inglês, mas está sempre aqui. Ei. Ok. A Tina é fixe. É muito bom. Eu gosto. Mas vou fazer, de vez em quando vou fazer algum show só em português, só para Tina. He's saying that Tina,
Yep.
she loves me so much that she doesn't understand English at all, but she's here all the time. And she stays here, she
Oh,
watches the show.
that's nice.
That's very nice. So, beijinhos para ti, Tina. Parfait, new person. Sushi Raw, yeah, that's it. CV Beats Production, what up, K? What up, CV Beats? Have you been making those beats? I didn't do a single beat. The live is sucking all my life. But I'm gonna give myself Monday and Tuesday to rest,
Just
to
to
mix,
make it.
and I need to make the next songs because I have the song that we did live that is coming out Friday, and after that I have a remix single of the song Get Naked that is coming. And after the 8th, I don't have a single for the week after, so I will probably do a cover in Kizomba of Justin Bieber's song Yummy. Unless,
Nice choice.
yeah, unless I do something else, you know. The nada, Tina. So yeah, we were saying
We're talking about the
the languages,
languages.
girl, and
Yeah.
and objectives. You know, to me, dreams and objectives are the same things. You just decide what is your objective, and that's the long-term goal. And then you have all the medium-term goals that are your way to this objective. And then you have the short-term everyday goal, which is the process, which is the things you do every day to get closer and closer and closer to the goal. And life is the thing that makes everything in between, in the midst of all that, can change everything, can make the landscape go different. Maybe there was a vast desert, and all of a sudden there's a big lake or a mountain that appeared, and you have to just learn to go on the right, unless you want to climb the mountain, or you prefer going around it, or you must build a boat to cross the water, as long as you don't forget what is the goal. And once you reach the goal, then once you reach the goal, your next thing is enjoying. But me personally, once I reach the goal, my system automatically is dreaming of something else. Automatically. For real.
So is that what made you then move more into production after such a successful career as a singer?
Not at all. I actually was a producer.
Yeah,
I've always
I remember
been-
you said that story,
Yeah.
and you used to even sell beats like
Exactly. I've
back in
ne-
the day too.
I never saw myself as a singer. I actually end up being on a model contest in Belgium in '92, and once I won that, the DJ came and said, "Oh, not only he's cute, but he can sing." And all of a sudden, I had the microphone. I start
You're
rapping.
funny.
And I start rapping that day, and at that moment, I never stopped performing for the next 30 years.
Right.
So
it just happened by chance.
yeah, we can call it chance, or I was just in the right place in the right time, and I was getting prepared for that moment. So chance is not, chance is chance. The problem is what you do with chance. Because I know a lot of people, when you give them the microphone, they run away. They're like, "Oh no, I can't." So the fact that I seized the occasion, I was just rapped, made somebody come to me and say, yo, I have a club in Holland, can you do this tomorrow? And we took the car and we just went to Holland. And
that was it.
And that was it. And then I never stopped performing for free for six years until I start charging after the album came out. But then I was just building. So when the album came out, I had an army of people waiting for the album. Instead of putting the album out and people discovering you through the album, I had a lot of people who knew me already. So yeah, and I've always produced. So my first album, I produced every beat. The second album, I produced every beat. The third album, I produced every beat. Then I start taking other artists and produce every beat in their albums too. And I would go from style to style. So I've always produced hip hop. I would produce house. I've always produced African style music, Brazilian style music. Yeah. I've always been a fan of the production more than everything else. And one day I played with the auto tune just for fun because the chorus that was supposed to sing the chorus on my songs was not there. He was sick. He couldn't come. And the guy I was working with on that album, he decided to mix my demo voice, and we decided to release them. I was like, okay.
And put your demo voice on there.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, shows tripled because of singing. So I was like, okay.
I'm just gonna go with this one. This is what I'm doing.
And it was like, oh, they like it, I guess. You know.
Wait, but let me rewind.
Wait, let me reply a question. Emmanuel, okay. Peux-tu parler créole aussi? Oui, je comprends, mais pour parler, faut que je me réhabitue. He's talking about Creole, but there's a lot of Creoles. West Indies Creole, French West Indies, Cap Verdean, I understand, and Guinea-Bissau, I understand. The one from Haiti, I think I understand more or less when people talk, but I'm not around people who speak that one that much. Miss Esse is saying, boy not Kaysha, and MJ, is that a short name for Michael Jackson? Lol. I guess we're not gonna answer that. CC is saying, j'adore tes chansons, I love your songs. Merci, thank you. Oh, Mr. Bruno. Bruno has the biggest Kizomba channel in the world. And he started as a fan, and then he's now the master of Kizomba.
That is so awesome.
He's saying, I'm like that too. I mostly enjoy the ride and seeing the project grow and making it better. I can't even get upset when the goal is reached. It takes out all the fun. This sounds like you, Bruno. This does sound like you. But that's true. You know, when I felt that the goal was reached in terms of singing, I really said I was done. Like, I was like, yo, people don't need new music. I felt that until Bruno himself sent me a message. Yo, please come save music. I remember he
Yo, that's the story you were talking about the other day, though, right?
That's the guy.
Oh, this is the Bruno.
He sent me a message. He was like, yo, please, like, these people need some good music. Do something. My channel is full of crap.
And he convinced you to come back.
It's not that he convinced me. It's just that I was just like, when they need, I'll be there. You know, I have other things that I can do. I have a lot of things that I want to do. And yeah, you know, that was true. That's nice. Claudia, there's a lot of new names. Yo, boy, no, it's Kaysha and MG. Cool. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So what about you? How are you? What about your how do you set your goals? What are your ambitions? And how did you Arlinda got home. We were just talking about you, Arlinda. You missed everything. I was talking
you were.
about I was not saying anything. I didn't spill any tea, but I was saying that in Amsterdam, you missed the occasion to build an empire together. But that's all I said. And we're gonna leave it at that. She's doing a new so she's a singer, of course, but now she's building a store, like I was telling you, and she's in episode 5 of filming herself heading to the dream of opening the stores. So it's great because she lives in the US, but she's opening a store here in Portugal, and she's filming the whole process of creating it, and it's interesting. I've been watching it on her YouTube channel. So everybody go to Arlinda's channel. She also has some nice songs, and she's actually featured on my upcoming album.
Check that out.
Somebody's asking if MJ is a singer.
No, definitely not. Interestingly though, I did make some songs like 20 years ago. When I was like in my late teens. That's how I actually started getting into the whole music thing. But my real first taste of like behind the mic or anything, I had a friend who knew that I loved music and I loved rapping, and he lived like a few doors down from me. And he basically just came to my house and he said, I promised this DJ, we had this radio station called Radio 3 in Zimbabwe, and he was just like, I promised this DJ a jingle, and I know you can rap. Come and do this thing. And I was like, what? And we were in his living room. He had a laptop, so he was like the cool kid with the laptop. Because this is like I think like the year 2000 or 2001, thereabouts. Yeah. So like back then, hey, in Zimbabwe, if you had a laptop, you were someone. So he basically just had me do a jingle, and then I did this jingle for this DJ I didn't even know. Next thing, I was talking to the DJ himself. He was like, dude, you're good. And then I kind of just did a few rap songs back then, and then that was it. I moved countries, and that was the end of the music.
So you were born in Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you move to Canada directly, or?
No, I moved to Australia first. So I moved to Australia when I was about 19.
I've always dreamed of going to Australia.
You haven't been to Australia, bro? Come on, Kaysha.
I haven't been there. I had somebody. I had an uncle of the mother of my son was actually organizing shows out there, and he really wanted me to go, but we never had an occasion to really make it happen. And I know my music has been there with the Kizomba movement out there. A lot of people are listening to my music, but you know, Bruno is saying snakes, sharks, spiders.
What is that?
Australia.
Bruno, no, that is not true. That is not true. I'm willing to die on this hill. That is not true. The Australia they show you in memes and in TV shows is just like the Africa they show you on TV, like with those kids with flies all over them and stuff like that. It's not true. It's not true, but it's not like that. It's not like you're just walking down the street in town and then there's a snake, bro. I can't believe we're having this conversation.
So when did you start the podcast?
Moto podcast, I actually started it in 2017, but that was not the inception of my podcasting journey.
Sorry. Bruno is saying, sorry. Most poisonous country in the world. I see it on the Discovery Channel. Killer anacondas. Great white sharks.
You know what? They're going to show you the worst of the worst. I lived in Australia for 10 years, and I'm still alive to tell the story, Bruno.
Oh my God, Bruno, you crazy! Don't make him go stalk your channel. So go ahead, continue. Don't let Bruno. No, he was kidding. He would love to come visit Australia. Listen, let's go together, Bruno. Oh, yeah, I didn't even mention the tarantulas. Mm-hmm.
Bruno. I don't think I can change Bruno's mind.
He's playing with you.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah. So Moto. Actually, before I finish the story,
yeah.
You know what? I called it Moto, right? Because in Zimbabwe, when someone says Moto, it's basically the same in Lingala. It means fire, but it's like saying fire twice. Like fire.
That's actually what I was saying yesterday when I was talking about it. When I was saying that I would have you. I think you left the live probably at that moment because I was asking, does it mean fire like in Lingala? But then I saw the logo. I saw the logo and I was like, yeah, it's fire.
Yeah, and I think it also means fire in Swahili as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think it's just Bantu languages.
Exactly.
Same word. But yeah, I started it in 2017. That's when I started Moto. But my podcasting journey actually started in 2007.
Okay.
That was when I created my first podcast with my friend Chill. So we're basically doing a Zimbabwean music podcast because, like I told you, I was sort of in the industry before I went to Australia. But when I went to Australia, I realized like there was no plug for Zimbabwean music for anybody who was overseas. Because back then, like, it's not like there were streaming platforms or anything like that. So basically, I used all my connections that I had back home to get the latest music. So I would talk to like the artists, I would talk to producers since I already knew these guys personally and get them to send me music. Then we had this podcast where we were playing Zimbabwean music to try and get people in the diaspora, like outside Zimbabwe, to actually listen to it and check it out. So it just grew and became this monster platform. And I think back then, at the height, we're doing roughly about, I think maybe about between 11 and 15,000 listens on the podcast every month. And that was
how
huge.
Many?
Between 11 and 15,000.
Wow, nice.
But that was huge because at that time there was no streaming platforms like where people could really like do that stuff. But at the same time, it was almost like we were educating Zimbabwean listeners and other people who were just interested in African music about the music using the podcast platform. But it was twofold. People didn't know what a podcast was. What's a podcast, right? True. Like people still struggle to understand that concept. So imagine we're trying to market this vehicle to tell people like, hey, this is a podcast, listen to it. And we just did this thing like telling people like, hey, it's radio on demand, listen to this Zimbabwean music, it's amazing. Because everybody, when they hear Zimbabwean music, they don't really know what it is. So we did that for a long time. I think we did that up until about 2013.
Wow.
And we just ran this podcast and it became really, really big. It became so big that I remember in Australia, people knew I was in Australia because you'd say it in the podcast. People looked for me and they were like, we just want to know who's the guy behind this. But I'm pretty reserved. I don't like being out there like that. So it was kind of weird, but I actually made some friends doing that. But basically that's how the journey started. But then around 2017, after just missing podcasting for like 3-4 years, I was like, God, I got to do something. And I always wanted to do an African podcast where I would bridge the gap between Anglophone Africa, Lusophone Africa, Francophone Africa. Because if you look at any channel that we have, they always like the French music is always played with other French music.
Yeah, that's true.
Or French language.
It's compartmentalized. That's true.
And I hate that. I absolutely hated that. So I was like, come on, like, and this is the reason why, like, Africa for me doesn't do a good enough job of monetizing within the continent to
Yeah,
try and get like an artist from maybe Cabo Verde doing a concert in Zimbabwe, for example. That's what I wanted.
I
So
do
that's
agree.
why I started the whole podcast, because I really wanted to group things together, because I'm tired of filtering, Kaysha. I hate it. I don't like it.
Filtering.
Yeah, yeah, as in the compartmentalization, where they just keep like English language countries by themselves and
Talk
French
about
language.
hating it. Imagine me who sings in English, French, and Portuguese, kizomba, zouk, afro, all types of afro, and people are always here trying to name me just one thing. So trust me, I'm with you. I'm with you in the hating that.
Yeah, and you are interesting because you can speak so many languages. So for you, music can transcend so many cultures, so many borders, because a lot of people understand you from different songs.
Exactly. And I always say that music is the only one of the only things that can travel without a passport. Music
That's
goes like I can do a song literally in right now, put it on YouTube in 5 minutes, and it can be viewed in China in
right.
around 10 minutes. And it's something that has always been my dream. Back when there was the CD, everybody was happy because you made more money because you were selling CDs. Of course, you sell
Yeah.
10,000 CDs, you make 100,000 euros. You sell 100 streams, you make only 300 euros. So, of course, it's harder now for musicians, but I never been so happy because back when I was making and I was selling hundreds of thousands of records, I was super frustrated because my venue were limited to where the CDs could go. And
Right.
so everybody was pissed about piracy because they were like, oh, we sold like hundreds of thousands or millions of copies of your album in Angola, in Cameroon, in Congo, in Ivory Coast, and it's even in the US, but it's all pirate copies. And me, I was like,
Wow.
I was like, and they were like, oh, we lost millions of euros. And me, I was like, wow, my music is going out there? That's the only thing I was interested in. That's why every time I spoke about piracy, I was like, it's good and it's bad for me at the same time because my name wouldn't have spread so much without piracy. As a
True
businessman,
story.
I understand the problem of piracy. So that's when, to me, when the streaming era begun, and once we had the possibility through YouTube and through Instagram, through Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Music, etc. Once we had the possibility to just put my music in one place and it was available in the whole wide world, and it would just, if you find it, you can listen to it. This like was the solution to a lot of my frustration because I hated all this time making music for the
Yeah.
world and having it only being available in French West Indies, Haiti, and France.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember having like going to the label, yelling like back when I was my first album. I was signed with Sony, and when I was yelling like, so it was a sub label of Sony. But I was yelling at them like, yo, I went to Rotterdam and I went to a store and they were like, yo, they would love to sell my album, but they don't have it. Why?
Mm.
Why? And they would be like, listen, that store, we know what store you're talking about. They owe us money, so we're not sending the album. And I was pissed and I was like, yo, but I got people, I met like 5 people. They were like, yo, we love your music, but we cannot buy your album. We don't find it. And so I had people literally, and I met a guy who was literally traveling from Portugal to Paris just to buy 50 or 100 of my albums and just to go back there and sell them in their shop. So people would have to come to France, take my album and sell them. And that's how that guy, I hired him to become my distributor in Portugal. And till this day, he went from being my distributor and now he sells my shows.
My God.
So
And
I've been
that's
building
interesting.
that. Yeah.
That is super interesting. Now that you say this, back when I was doing the Zimbabwean podcast, we actually did a documentary on piracy.
I want to see that. You have to send me a
I'll
link.
I'll send you a link. We did. It was like a series, but anyway. Oh, let me tell you a piracy story about that.
Uh-huh.
We did this documentary series, right? We put it on YouTube. Then we had people telling us that the TV station, the national TV station in Zim, was playing it on TV.
Wow.
But they never contacted us.
Okay. Happened to me.
They were taking that content, but we were just like, whatever. We're too broke to get lawyers anyway, and Zimbabwe doesn't work like that. So,
Africa.
yeah, but we did this documentary on piracy, and every artist was saying, you know what? Piracy is hurting us. Piracy is hurting us. People are selling fake CDs, blah, 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 blah. Crazy story. This is basically like 2 or 3 years before the whole game changed. Because in Zimbabwe, there was a genre called urban grooves. So it basically was like we were singing American music in our own language. Okay. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
But 2-3 years later, a genre called Zim dancehall came about.
Okay.
And basically, it's like a Zimbabwean version of Jamaican reggae dancehall.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Zim dancehall artists were typically from like the ghetto, right? Okay. So they didn't have money to press CDs. They didn't have money to pay DJs to play their music.
Okay.
And guess what they did? They started giving their CDs to, like, we have what we call the public transport. They're called combis, like mini.
Okay. Yeah. Those. Yeah, we have the same in Congo. So you give to them, and it spreads the music, of course.
And it spreads the music.
Brilliant.
And that's how Zim dancehall actually became the biggest Zimbabwean urban genre. And the urban grooves guys were complaining about piracy while Zim dancehall is winning. Exactly. And this is where piracy basically, like, they realized, like, it ended because the Zim dancehall guys used the resources to get their music out there. So while you're telling me about your story, I'm thinking this is exactly what happened in Zim.
And that's the thing is, like, when I talk about knowing yourself and understanding your surroundings, it is this. There is that medium, and then there's this way, and you have to use everything that's there. If piracy is there, you have to use it. You're because right. If you don't make money from selling the CDs, because a lot of people are pirating your CDs in a country, then the promoters will call you to come and perform, and that's where you make your money back. That's the way I see it. So that's how I've always used piracy. Actually, I remember that when Youssou N'Dour was signed to Warner or Sony, I don't remember where, he also built his own cassette plant in Portugal, so he would sell himself his pirate cassettes by himself.
That is crazy.
That's exactly what a guy that was doing hats called Von Dutch. So he was he was selling the original ones so the original ones were made in China, right?
Yeah.
So he would sell them for $200 a piece in all the big department stores, Macy's and etc. But at the same time, he would make another run after he get the order. He would make another one. He would put on Chinatown to be sold at $20 or $15 by all the Chinese pirates. But all the money would go to him anyway.
That is absolute genius.
Exactly. You have to tackle everything from both sides. This is how you survive in this game.
Oh
Somebody is
my God.
saying that Vika is saying MJ and Kaysha is a great duo. Thanks.
I like that.
Andre is saying talk a little bit about the feeling of having won a Cora Awards with the single Bounce Baby.
Mm.
It's not just I won. It's too high up there for me to grab it, but it's not just I won a Cora Awards in 2001. It's that I won Best African Artist.
Oh,
I won like
that's big.
and I won, and then the next, the next day, I was interviewed by CNN. So that was like amazing, and
Nice,
because
nice.
to my father, it was a moment of pride. And actually, one of the things I always dreamed of was making my father proud, way more than making money. So that's the moment I checked that, when I had like all the uncles, and my mother tell me, yo, your father is beyond proud. His son is on CNN. Like,
My
and
God.
back then, global news was global propaganda, whatever you want to see it, was only CNN. So the fact that I was interviewed in Inside Africa, and that everybody could see it around the world, like 3 billion people, and like everybody was calling my dad, like politicians, business people, like, yeah, yeah, I'm seeing your son. Da, da, da. It was like to me, best feeling in the world, and I won 3 Cora Awards, and I remember that I probably told this story already, but on the second one, or maybe it was the first. No, wait. No, I was on the second one. So the second time I went, that's when I met Michael Jackson and Nelson
Oh,
Mandela. And Nelson Mandela the same day, like the same 4 hours. I met both of them. Like one, then I was like, oh my god, I just met Michael Jackson, and bam, Mandela in my face.
oh my
It was
God.
like
So
hello, and he was
you're
like,
basically
hello,
you won the
son.
Cora Award, met Michael Jackson and Nelson Mandela?
Same
Bruh,
same
who
night,
are you?
like
Who are you?
4 p.m. I met Michael Jackson. 8 p.m. I met Nelson Mandela. 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. I won the Cora Awards for Best African Artist, and the next day in the morning I was interviewed on CNN. Pfft, please, like 25% of life goals. Like
In less than 24 hours,
like
done. Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding.
was like,
There's your
whoa.
winner, Kaysha.
It's like that moment. It was like, yeah, like it's
That
one of
must have.
those moments. So AG is talking about the process. The whole point is making. He has an inspired channel that could be a podcast itself. The whole thing about falling in love with the process is something that I have applied, and it works. Yeah, you see, amazing. Yeah. The process, like, a lot of people actually, they mistake what is the point, because they think the point is fame, women, drugs, whatever. The real goal is actually to love the process of what you are doing, and then once it took you where you wanted to go, of course you enjoy where you are, but then you need then the drive to go back to the process again. So that's why you need new dreams, new ambitions. So either, let's say you went from 1 to 10, and you are 10 now, so you have to now dream about 20. And on your way to 20, I mean, that's the way I am. On my way to 20, I'm thinking about how would be 30. That's how I am. And then when I'm at 100, I'm like, how 200 would be nice. But then I start going other directions too. I'm like, wait. If all these process of things that I did, is now bringing me enough money that I don't need to go to 300. Why do I go back to zero on something else while I'm comfortable and learn how to be excited about arriving on 10 on something completely different? Something I've been doing for 4 months, for example, is investing in in Wall Street. Investing in companies is something I never did, but I've been thinking about it for 20 years. But like 25 years ago, I didn't have money to put in there, but now I have it. And so I devote a little bit of my time to investing. And it's interesting because some of my fans who have been with me for the beginning, like Abju, who's probably still here, we all do it together. We have a group of, some can put 10 per week. Some can put 100. Some can put 500. We don't care, but we exchange information about why we think that it's great to invest in this stock and etc. And we are happy when we're like, I invested 10 and now I have 12. Or I put 150 and I have a 160 something. I love this process of becoming good at something and something else. And that's also why I have all these different names in music. Like the music that you guys are hearing in the back, it's one of my songs under the name Diamantero. And I love the process of building Diamantero because in the country of Kaysha is already worldwide famous. Whereas with Diamantero, I'm like back in the niche. Like I'm so happy to make 100 streams. I'm like, oh my God, this song is making 100 streams every week. It's amazing. Where like 100 stream for Kaysha would be a nightmare because Kaysha pays the rent. But then I can explore other things, explore the music. I have a and ideas are there, but I always take the time to arrive to the end of something, or not the end, but I mean a critical mass adoption of something, because I start dreaming of other things. Like, 'cause in my head I'm thinking all sorts of content, podcast, live streaming, movies, series. I got 3 different series. I got a concept, the characters, the mood, everything about it. I have all these things in my head, but I had them for 10 years. But I'm not stressed because I'm like, let me arrive to where I need to go with one of these things. And maybe when one of these things becomes so big, it will serve as the money I need to fund that new thing. Or maybe just that the music will take me to a place where I will meet somebody one day that will tell me, yo, listen, I make content for Netflix. Let's sit down. That's really the way I think. It's just that when the things happen, you just have to be ready for them when they happen. Paula is
being ready is a big one.
Being ready is everything. Meu irmão Kaysha queria te ouvir cantar outra vez. Hoje tuas músicas dia quando vou dormir no Spotify. Obrigado. Obrigado, Paula. Continuas assim. She's listening to my music all the time. So I do agree. It is good. Hi, Madalena. How are you? And where are you? What did she say? So wait, he said something. I think he said that he loved. I'm looking for the comment that he's replying. There he goes. Until now, Bounce Baby is one of my favorite songs ever. So it's a song I released in '98, and I wouldn't know you without a little help from piracy. Exactly. There you go.
And come to think of it, me too.
I mean, they sing those were the good days. Kaysha is one of the original digital artists of our days. I do agree. I am. I actually was dreaming of this world years ago. Like the first time I saw an MP3 and I heard about like ADSL, internet butterfly, I was like, yo, that would be amazing. Like actually I programmed, because I know how to program a little bit. And I programmed the whole store called the Sushiro Digital Ultra Store on my website Kaysha.com, like in 2000, and I programmed the whole thing in PHP, and that was my first store before iTunes. And then when iTunes started to exist, I was like, oh, amazing. Put all my stuff in there, and I think I'm probably one of the first African artists to be on iTunes, like, and to own his own content and make money directly through iTunes, and realize like, wait a minute, I don't need a fucking label. That's something I said to myself like years ago. And so in 2003, when I started like selling everything online, I took all the money I made, I went to my first label, and I said, hello, I came to buy my 2 first masters. And now I own everything I do. Everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you bought them back?
Oh, I bought everything. I bought like my whole catalog. Everything belongs to me. Like, oh, no question. Publishing.
You are an
masters.
advocate for ownership, so
yeah, exactly.
I can understand that.
And this is also why I don't sign people. I don't sign people because I want people to own their stuff. I tell them, listen, let's do exchanges. You sing on a track for me, I own it, and I'll give you a beat, and then you can own it and release it yourself. I love teaching people how to do it themselves, because a lot of people are still asking, oh, please help me. And I'm like, you don't need that. Like, it's easy now. You don't need TV, you have YouTube. You don't need stores, you have Spotify, and you don't need a distributor, because digital distribution costs you €9 to release a song. So what you need a label for? Oh,
True
so somebody
story.
can pay a video. Don't take your phone, shoot the video.
True story.
Yeah.
People are shooting movies with iPhones. What are you talking about?
Exactly. My brother, I want you to know that I respect you as a fan since I was a kid. And I have a lot of love for you and for your work and for your songs. Muito obrigado, Paula. So sweet. Rita is saying, hi guys. Hello. And Arlinda is saying, we need to respect your story. Indeed, you need to respect my story. Amsterdam. Don't ask me about Amsterdam. Julien is saying, je me souviens de cette époque où il y avait une rumeur qui disait que P. Diddy kiffait ton taf. Est-ce que c'est vrai? Je sais pas. Sûrement. Je sais que beaucoup de gens ont aimé mes musiques puisque ça passait même sur Hot 97. He asked me if back in the days people were saying that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy loved my stuff. And it's possible because I know that Mr. C was playing one of my songs on Hot 97. So he probably heard it, like, because I know that Wyclef knows me, and some of these guys know my work because that's music now. But after that, I'm not sure. Bruno is saying,
super cool.
Michael Jackson told all his friends he met Kaysha that day. I met Kaysha.
Bruno!
Bruno is crazy. Obrigado, DP. Bruno is saying, I love the process of starting something from scratch too. That's true. My next thing will be about healthy eating. Yeah, because you went from,
that's a big topic.
You went from fatty to skinny. You like skinnier than me now. I'm the fat one now. So yeah, it's listen, that would be great YouTube content. Like, people are all into eating, and eating healthy is the thing. So I do agree. I would follow the recipes and lose the 10 kilos I need to lose.
You're the one who said you don't miss the gym.
I need to go. Hey, Ray Mac is in the area. Where's my orange? Where's my orange? Ray Mac is in the area. What up, my brother? So Ray Mac is the engineer who recorded my 5th album, Legendary. So he's that's my brother.
Good work, Ray Mac.
And he's the brother of Sheila, who's a great singer from Congo that made the song. I don't know if you know Laisse parler les gens. And she has one huge hit, and that's the brother.
Oh, okay. So you're keeping it local, dealing with Congolese. I see what you're doing.
I'm worldwide, but some of them are there.
It's always good to work with people from.
Madeleine, how you guys doing? We good.
Real good.
AJ saying, you have a vlog from 15 years ago where you are hanging out with Ali Angel in a pool in Cayenne, French Guiana, and you were talking about the digital future of music. It's still on your YouTube. Yeah. Everything I put on my YouTube never goes out, and that's true. I completely remember that vlog, and I was exactly saying all I'm saying now. I was like, that's the future. And back then, a lot of these people were watching me like I was talking Chinese.
Like you're crazy.
Now, all these people, when I say something, they just take notes and they start working, because I usually talk about things before they happen. But
basically just writing stuff down. I actually started investing in crypto because of you.
See? Listen, I actually what I invested 2 months ago just went up of 20%. Like I made 400 euros overnight on my XRP and my Bitcoins. I was like, hey, all right.
I honestly thought, why not give it a try? And it's good to learn this stuff as well, just reading books about it, because before that, I think we had a chat on Twitter or something about it.
Yeah. I remember.
Here's like my Coinbase link, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this out, and I was like, okay, I'm going in there.
Ray Mac is saying Kaysha Jobs. Julien is saying that I'm very inspiring. Merci. Ton discours sur l'indépendance et la créativité surtout est captivant. What I'm saying about independence and creativity is captivating. Thank you. Grim on the beat. Hey. What up, Grim? Tomorrow I might record a song of one of your beats. I might. Hey, Diane. Welcome. What's popping today? You missed 80 minutes. You can always go back. So don't worry. And don't tell me you passed that level. The next one. We're playing a game together. She reached the level where I was blocked for a year, and she passed it.
For a year?
Yeah. And
were you just not playing, or you?
I just play when I'm in the plane. That's a game that is difficult enough, but it's frustrating me because I've been stuck on that level for a whole year. And then
that's a long time to be stuck on any game.
So yesterday night, she was at level 24 when I'm stuck at 35, and then while I was talking live, she just disrupted my life by saying that she just passed the level where I'm stuck. So she sent me a video of how she beat it. I didn't open it yet because but I forgot to block her from my YouTube channel.
I thought you were going to take up the challenge and be like, tonight I'm passing this level.
I'm passing it, but I'm going to follow her video. Like, I'm just like, oh yeah. G-Spot is saying, I use eToro for crypto. Which one you use? I do everything in Revolut and Coinbase. So let me tell you something about Bitcoins, right? Mm-hmm. Bruno is saying I'm playing Elite Dangerous while listening to you. I don't know what is Elite Dangerous. What is Elite Dangerous? Let me check. Elite Dangerous. Let me see. Elite Dangerous.
Sounds like a game.
Oh, Elite. Oh, I used to love that game. My brother was. Oh, it's like a big mega game when everybody plays together in space. They have spaceship like factions and like yo. Yeah, Elite was the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, space simulator. Amazing. It's amazing. If I start going into things like Elite, I would actually just start doing it live and start playing like. Yeah, that's a new version of the 1984 game. It's amazing, and it's all played online.
Oh man, this game was 1984.
Yeah, but they need a new version. I'm gonna watch
Right.
some Twitch video of people playing it. So
Good stuff.
you know, back when I heard about Bitcoins, one Bitcoin was 0.0001 euro or dollar.
Yeah.
So with like $20 you could buy like hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins. And it was just like something between people, right? And there's a guy from Norway. I remember that. So this guy from Norway back then, he bought $25, right?
Yeah.
$25 worth of Bitcoin, and he had like, I don't know, thousands of Bitcoins for that money, and he just let them sleep there. He just bought it because he heard about it. He was like, oh, just like me. Oh, that's cute. Put 25, live his life. When a Bitcoin reached $20,000, he had 8 million or 80 millions. I don't remember. I remember the story.
My God.
Like, and he invested. I think it was 8 million. Let me look it up. Vision Bitcoin.
Bruh, you said 8 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what I need 8 million right now? What are you talking about?
He said, yeah. So in 2009, he bought $27 worth of Bitcoins and forgot about them. And when he woke up, it was worth 900,000. And then he went up again to 5 million or something. So at that time in 2009, I remember that I was watching the same thing. I was checking it. Like, I remember we were G-Spot is saying we were in the studio at that time, and I remember really well that after one studio session when we were recording Legendary, I was reading about Bitcoin. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I set up an account in Coinbase, and I said to myself, let me put 300 euros in there. And yeah, because I like to do, that's the things I do. Put it there and we'll see. And when one Bitcoin reached 20,000, I was like, yo, I think I invested in that stuff. So I go to Coinbase. So I'm like, yeah, Coinbase. So I go to Coinbase. And when I go to the website, I see that it shows me my email and it shows me my password. So it means that, yeah, I have an account in there already. And I'm like, oh my God. Did I, if this guy made 5 million, it means that I made 50 millions. So I go in the thing and it tells me that everything is set up. My account is verified. And I'm ready to invest. What am I investing? And actually, somehow, for whatever reason, I never put the 200 in there.
Oh my God, Kaysha.
I know. No. So
Oh, Kaysha, come on.
yeah, listen,
Oh man.
this is, but this is not. It's a life lesson. The lesson is next time be ready. That's the lesson.
I'm hurting for you right now.
Listen, no, I'm not because I take that for okay. Next time you have an idea like that, make sure you invest the money. So, for example, right now I invested in XRP, which is worth when I start buying XRP was worth 14 cents, and I have 5,000 XRPs. And if it becomes the next Bitcoin, I'll be ready. And if it doesn't, it's okay because I was ready. So I had no regrets. And I also have Bitcoins
Yeah.
now, but of course now I have 0 point something Bitcoins. I think I have 0.18 Bitcoins, which is still $2,000. But yeah, at a point you learn. It's a
Yeah.
process. That's
And you know what? Like, it's interesting you say that because the fact that it's a process, right? I think one part of becoming a better person and growing in anything you do is you have to be okay with the things you've done.
exactly.
Even if maybe, you didn't do something right, or in this case, you didn't invest in Bitcoin, which I don't know. I feel like I'm mad at you for that, but whatever. Um, like,
Yo,
you have to be okay. You have to be okay with that,
yeah.
because part of growing is like saying, look, okay, fine, maybe I didn't get it last time, but I'll get it this time. And you have to keep your money on the prize and learn from those lessons, because if you don't learn, that's where you don't grow. That's where you don't
In
reinvent yourself. And yeah.
in 2008, so Bruno is saying the truth is, if you had won 50 million, we wouldn't have you probably. Indeed, Bruno. Indeed. Maybe I needed first to finish this mission, and then G-Spot is saying we have to invest in tele-consulting, medical tele-consulting. Yeah, that's the future. Yeah, invest in those
Oh,
stocks.
nice one.
That's true. That is true. You know, in 2008, I made so I was performing a lot, making a lot of shows, and I made in one day 150,000 euros of copyright from one album. So I had that money and I had nothing to do with it. I was just because I was performing, so I was making enough money though that I didn't need to touch that money. So I left it in my
Yeah.
account, and I was just like, okay, let me buy a TV, let me buy like a new computer, da 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 da. I was still left with probably 130, and for the next 7 years, I lived with that money. I invested when I needed on stuff that I needed, but the rest I was just keeping it there. And I think actually when I moved to Portugal, I still had a lot of that money that I used to 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 come here, pay my first 1 year of rent, buy all my furniture because when I came here, I started from zero. I was like, I'm leaving everything that is there, computers, this. I just taking hard drives, two boxers, a T-shirt, the pair of jeans I have, everything else. I will just start a new life out there. So I put the essentials on like my music studio and my equipment in a truck to come to Lisbon, and everything I left there. So I probably had after 7 years around 30,000 left or something, and that's what I used to move here. But then I went to Miami, and when I was in Miami, I met a guy called Frank Dosa, and he told me, "Oh, I'm in the apartment business. I sell apartments here in South Beach, Miami, on all those towers with sea view, etc. And we come from a rough market because of the crisis of the subprime in 2008. Yo,
Yeah.
it was a nightmare. We had like prices go down at the point that one apartment in Miami was costing $40,000 in 2000.
40K.
40K. Like, and I'm talking about, you know Miami?
Yep.
So you have Ocean Drive in front of the sea. And then you have Lincoln Drive. And then you have Washington.
Yep.
So those three. So he was saying that on Lincoln, so like 10-minute walk from the sea, you could buy an apartment. You could buy a 1-bedroom apartment in when it was the crisis. You could buy an apartment, a 1-bedroom in Miami, South Beach, for $40,000. And it was even worse. And it was even worse if you go in other states in the U.S. Like maybe not like posh stuff. Like if you could go to Detroit, you could have a house for $20,000 because a lot of people didn't have the money to pay their mortgage. So a lot of people were abandoning the house. So some houses, like you could have some houses for $5,000 if you wanted to live in the ghetto or whatever. And some people at that time, they just came with their money and they just bought everything.
Exactly.
And so I'm hearing him. I was like, wait a minute. 40K for an apartment? And he was like, yeah. What we do, our business is, so what we've been doing like since the crisis is we get apartment we help people buy these apartments at 40K, 50K, and then they give us an extra 10K. And with that money, we refurbish the whole apartment. We do new paint, we go to IKEA, we get some nice furniture, and then after that we rent for them. Either short term, people who come for 2 weeks, students that pay premium to stay in that location because this market didn't fall, or even people who just take for a long term, and we take 10% and we handle everything for you. And you receive your email with your statement, how much money you make every month, And because of the prime location, people from outside, students, would pay a good $2,000 for those apartments, but you can buy them. So in 3 or 4 years, you paid your apartment back. And the worst part is that those apartments, after 5 years, 6 years, were now all worth $400,000.
Wow, that's times 10.
Because then everything went back up, right? And so I'm like, 40K. Wait a minute. In 2009, I just touched the copyright money from the album Lidis, and I had in my bank account around 200,000. And if I take my 200,000 back then, $1 was $1.5. So my money, I took 100,000. If I take $100,000, I have 150. So I can buy free in Miami. And then I would just be like, yo. So I didn't see this as a failure. I saw this as a lesson. And I just said to myself, next economic crisis in 10 years, 15 years, just be ready. And here we are. And welcome, Corona. I am ready. I've been preparing for you. I've been preparing for the economic outcome that this will create for even the country that I live. Portugal lives from tourism. I know that if there's a global crisis in the economies, this country will suffer, prices will go down. I will move from this apartment because I will be able to come and say, okay, Oh, you need money because nobody has money to pay for your rent? I'll pay a whole year. Boom, change apartments. Oh, I won't buy this. Oh, I'm buy this. When the listen, when the you can ask some people when the stock exchange just dropped 50% last month. I was talking to one of my fans and I was telling him, yo, 100, 200, 300, you just get your money ready because it's falling soon. It's gonna fall. And that was before coronavirus. It was like I was just saying, yeah, listen, the economy is about to go down for X reasons that I feel it, I know it. And then we had all this moment that we are living, and everything went down, and
Just
everybody
went like,
was, and like I was seeing the value of everything that I invested be divided in two. And when everybody was calling me, what do I do? I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Finally, the time has come. The time has come. Pwah! Money in. Like, and because I was getting ready for that moment. And so it's been going back up now. And
yeah.
everything that I had went back to the original price, plus the money that I put in made it go up. So I made money on the crisis, and I know it's going down again because we're not done. But all this state of mind are owed to missing the Bitcoin revolution in 2009 and missing the crisis of the subprime. And while I had the money, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
When you think like
that is the worst part.
Like I could buy 4 of these fucking apartments.
Oh my god.
But
that is.
That's how you learn. Fox.
You live, you learn.
You live, you learn. You know. Great life. Thanks. Music is life. True. Merci, Julien. He says, I love my freedom. A true artist. True. A friend of us bought 2 apartments in 2009. Exactly. Even bought a hotel, a bungalow in the West Indies, and he went from one, and now he has like a food chain. And he was a singer too.
Great investment.
You know, it is time for new investment and opportunities. Exactly. You can see this. This moment as, of course, if you lose somebody that you love. Actually, my uncle just lost his wife to COVID. So, you know, rest in peace to her.
So sorry.
You know, and so it is a sad moment for a lot of families. A lot of people are suffering. Mental health is hard right now. But it is also a time. Let me show you something that I sell on my website. So this is my website, my clothing store, shadawear.com. Let me go to Chrome. I sell this mask that you can use, right?
Yeah, like a face cover.
And I also sell now, since today, face masks.
The 3-pack.
3-pack for 20 euros. Go ahead and buy them, shadawear.com. Because why not?
Mr. Shada.
Because why not? Because
you do have to wear those. So,
because we have to wear them. So because we have to wear them, if I can sell them for the people and have them nice, black, stylish, why not? Because in the next, at least until the end of 2021, it's going to be mandatory to come out of your house with a mask. So anybody who's selling masks can make a fortune. And they said, of course, either if you work, you have to sell on how do you call that? You have to sell on you have to wear those the N95 ones if you are work, and if you are a normal citizen, you can wear the surgical ones, and it's enough to wear some that can protect you enough that like, and those ones that I sell on my website that disappeared. So those ones, yeah, they, 2 layers of fabric, etc., and it's against microbes, made in the EU or in the US, and you can use them to protect yourself. So of course I'm gonna sell them and wait, because I'm just getting started. I'm not gonna design some of them with African African designs and all the things we need to make them stylish, because people need to buy them anyway. That's just making good use of whatever situation. At a point, you have to do it. Hustler, baby. You have to hustle. Yeah.
Be ready. Be ready.
Listen. When you lose the Bitcoin revolution, when you lose $50 million and you lose 4 apartments in Miami, trust me, you ready. And listen, I haven't been getting ready for, it was 2 years ago. It was in 2009 that I was like, oh, bro. Okay, next train. But that's the way I think. That's really the way I am. I'm not like, oh, fuck me. No, I'm like, next train. Next train. I was
you don't spend days crying about it.
I'm like, okay. I'm just like, damn. Like, okay. I take a whole day to go. Okay, wait. I remember I had 250 euros. I was like, let me put on that Bitcoin thing and just leave it there just in case. I remember very well. So 250 euros. In exactly 2017, I would have sold them for 80 million. I know it. And it's okay. It's okay, because it's not like I'm poor. I'm not poor. I'm good. But 80 million, Amsterdam would have been different.
I feel you. Oh, Amsterdam. Hey, Linda.
You guys are passing great knowledge. Thank you. That's the point. That's the value of here. And as I always say, if you find great value here, you can first of all send these videos to people. You can so we can have new subscribers, and you can also if you have money to spare, you can go to the link and donate, because money doesn't grow in trees, and at least it's money for the value. And if you can't, you can just go to Spotify and play my music, or next time you watch one of my videos on YouTube and there's an ad, don't pass the ad. So at least it's gonna be a way of paying for that value without taking money out of your pockets. So whatever works for you, and unless you have 10,000K and you're like, or 10K and you're like, yo, this guy deserves 10,000, and ba-da-ding, I'll take that too.
I think that used to happen in the days of auctioning CDs. Like when you sell your very first CD for an album. I don't know if you ever did this for your albums, but
No, never.
say in Zim, a lot of artists, like when they do it, right, when they do their launch, they actually auction the CD. And I think one guy, this is like a year or so ago, sold his first CD for 20,000 US dollars.
Actually,
I was
somebody,
like, that's nice.
one Angolan guy who I think was part of the presidential family, told me he was a big fan of mine, and he was willing to pay me to like have the first copy of the album, like before it was released. And I mean, I look at him like, this guy's crazy. Just buy it in the store. But, no. I'll pay you. I'll pay you to have the first copy before everybody. Like, and whatever the price. and then somebody told me, yo, this guy has millions. He's like, he might give you 15,000, 50,000 or something. And I was like, nah, you're buying in the store. I don't want to owe anybody that kind of thing. Like, I mean, that's the way I was raised, you know. But I mean, now that I think about it, like,
maybe you should have taken it.
5 years of rent.
But that's interesting though, because I guess for you, when you decided not to take it, he probably thought you're crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I've never been like, even like when people throw money on you, I never feel uncomfortable. And I know in Africa it's a proof of respect. I know that, but it feels, you know, feels strange to me. But I mean, it felt strange back then. I would probably be different today. I would be like, yeah, how much today? But this whole time I was still trying to. I've always struggled with the acceptation of with the idea that I want to make it by myself. You know, I've struggled for a long time with it. Like, and because of that, sometimes I took the long road when like my dad could make a phone call. You know, but
you just decided.
now I was like, nah, I want to make it by myself. And because when you have everybody telling you, you don't deserve it because your parents have this, or your mom does this, or your mom has a club, your dad is a politician, this, that, he just created oh yeah, I'm gonna show you. But when I look at it like now, I'm like, bro, like, you have to lose all this time to prove this thing to those people that you don't even like? You know?
which doesn't make sense. But you know what? At the same time, though, like,
at the same time, he made you who you are, and he made my parents proud. They don't see me as a kid that, like, listen, I could have told my dad, buy me an apartment 20 years ago. He would have done it, especially at that time. I could have said, Uncle Jana, I know you work with Michael Jackson. Can he listen to this or something? I could have asked another uncle, oh please, I want this, I want to do this. Can you talk to that person so my music plays on that radio? Or that, can you order those people? Because those were the days where my dad had that level of power in my country. Can you order those radios to play my music? But I wanted him to one day walk somewhere and hear my music and be like, yo, that's my son. And people to say, yeah, you Kaysha's dad. Oh my God, these people. And that happened.
So would you call yourself driven or stubborn?
Both. I think, yeah. I think both. And I believe that I would call myself stubborn until I reach 35 years old. And starting from 35, I start moving from stubborn to driven, because I became wiser by every mistake. And one day I spoke to a guy named Peter, and he told me, you know what is your problem, Kaysha? And I said, I don't think I have a problem, but tell me. And he told me, you are always the most intelligent in the room. And I was like, so why is he the problem? And he's like, well, because you are always the most intelligent in the room, you are actually the one teaching people, and you find yourself always frustrated when those people only do 10% of what you told them. But you never learn other than by yourself. And those people that you talk to, other than slowing you down, they don't take you to the heights that you need. You are 100, you teach them how to count until 100, but they only know how to count until 10. So you might show some people how to count until 12. But when you start talking to them, oh, listen, when you will reach 30, you would love it. Those people are like, what the hell is this nigga talking about? When you should sit down with the people who know how to count until 1,000. Because those people will, because you here dreaming of 200, when these people can show you how to reach 1,000. And this will make you walk like way further because you have the abilities to do that. And then I was like, and he was like, you were the type of guy who should sit down with the Zuckerbergs, the Jobs, the Sindar, like the Sergey Brin, the Elon Musk. You the type of person who should sit down with these people. And maybe it's time for you to stop, even if you love giving and talking with, giving information to those who need it. But it's time maybe that you start sitting down with people who can give you the same information you're giving to other people, so you can go from 100 to 1,000. And he told me, I see you sitting with these people, you would have a blast and they would have a blast, because they would enjoy talking to somebody who's into music. Like you could sit down with Daniel Ek of Spotify, and not only he would love talking to an artist that also knows everything about the platform he built and can give him critics. Because when I sit down with the guys from YouTube, they actually ask me for advice about the platform. A lot of changes that happen in YouTube today, I've seen them 2 years ago, because after giving them so much critic, they just put me in the beta test. And most of the time, I have to sign those papers, and I can see some functionalities before they happen. And I'm one of my YouTube channel has a contract. The guy told me that nobody has. I have a special contract on YouTube because of all the music I own without being a company. As a person, I own more than 500 songs. So they had to make a contract for me so that I could put all my music on YouTube. I can monetize them on my channel and also in other people's channel. And normally they give this to big label or distribution. I do it myself directly, and I have tools where I can go on YouTube and see all the places, all the videos where my music is playing and how much money is bringing in. And I actually make more money on YouTube from other channels than my own channel because of that.
Wow.
And that's because every time they would call me, yo, I'm a YouTube manager, we think you should do this, you should that. I was like, nah. You guys should do this. Why you don't do this? Why you don't? So this guy now is he's not manager anymore, because he went up now on YouTube, and he was here in London, and he came. He was in Lisbon. He was here in Lisbon, and he came to me for advice actually about his business at YouTube, about what should he do. And I was giving him business advice, and he reports directly to Lyra Cohen, who's the head of music on YouTube. But he came to me for my opinions on what he should do. And I was sending him a message last week, and I was telling him, yo, listen, all the artists are on YouTube. You guys should, for all the artists, have us being able to have the super chat, so that when we do live, people can give us money straight from our YouTube channels. When I do a live like this, receive money just like that without having to go to another link. They could just be there chatting and saying, yo, I love what this guy is saying, let me give him $2. This should be on all artist page. What are you guys doing? And he was like, oh, the labels are taking a lot of time. It's a big company. And I was like, yeah, guys, what are you doing? I'm about to
You're
leave the
slacking. You're
Exactly.
absolutely
You're like,
slacking.
and my guy from New York, Peter, that I've known him since '99, and he's a guy. He did Salt and Pepper, so he's not like. And this guy
Nice.
was telling me, you need to stop hanging out with people who are not bringing you nothing, or stop having. I mean, you can hang out with who you want, but you need to stop having 1 hour or 2 hour conversations with people who you are giving them too much food for their brains. They don't even understand half of what you're saying.
They're not at the same wavelength.
Exactly. And you should start hanging out with captains of industries, people who are in big businesses and who love you too. And so at least when you give an idea, those people might say, that's a great idea, but did you think of da 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 da? And I'm like, wow. And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since I had that conversation with that person in 2014. And he called me from New York. I haven't spoke to him a long time, and he just told me, yo, bro, start thinking about the people around you, and start in like, it's not like not talking to them anymore, but start asking yourself who's useless, and just you can keep them as friends. But when you like, who should I call? Call somebody who has mental food for you too, and then you can have conversation between each other on an equal level, instead of you talking alone and the person saying, yeah, that's true, so that you can both elevate each other, and also try to speak to people who are way smarter than you. Try to sit down with people who invent platforms, talk to people.
That the fact that you say that, I love it, because it shows that you've already been forward thinking from an early stage in your career.
Yeah.
But also the fact that you actually see things in a visionary kind of way. So, for example, like the way they try to apply, maybe Spotify, Apple Music. The same model they use in European markets or the Western markets, they try to apply it to Africa, but it doesn't work because they don't understand how things work in Africa. For example, like when it comes to music, we all know most countries in Africa, music is sort of like an expendable luxury. It's not something that people are ready just to say, you know what, this is music. People don't accept their kids doing music because they're like, why are you doing music?
Exactly.
Like, they're like, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor.
I had those conversations with my dad. Don't worry. He was
why
like,
are you doing
music is a hobby. They don't understand me.
And then you're having fights with your parents because your parents don't understand you, but your parents are saying, no, this is Africa. You only do music if you fail in school. But the same thing is, these companies really need people like yourself to take their platforms to the next level on the African side of things.
Exactly.
Because whenever they try to just copy and paste the model,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And this is the same reason why Starbucks failed in South Africa. Like, they went there and they're like, yeah, South Africans will spend money. South Africans are like, what? 40 Rand for a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
You're joking. You know what I mean? And this is why these conversations are important, because someone like you knows.
Even for example, understanding how you monetize music on the African continent, you will not be able to have people pay X amount per month because the infrastructure is not there. But everybody is used to buying cards that they can scratch to find a number and put the code in their phone already. So this is how you monetize. That's how you have to do it in there. And yeah, listen, if I was working for Spotify, I would just tell them, yo, do this. Like Africa, you have to do this, like that. Work with the telephone companies, have it directly put in this, and And in a lot of ways, Africa is way more advanced on technology because we already all having the use of digital wallets in our countries.
Oh my God,
Where
you
it's a
are the
revolution
guy.
here.
That
It's
is exactly it.
it
That
is
you're so right.
yeah. Somebody's saying you mentioned your mom and dad, but I'm sure they will never realize the hard work behind your career. I think they do. I think they do because like they've seen me. I remember my mom looking at me like, son, we live in like the most expensive neighborhood in France. Why do you always go to the ghetto? Why? Like, we didn't work. Your father came from nothing and made it. Not for you to go to the ghetto. And I was like, yeah, but that's the only place where I can rap. That's where the shows are. And I was like, yeah, well. But
Um,
with time, yeah, they became my biggest fans. But of course, I mean, there's a lot of things that you go through. You have to go through them alone, and maybe one day. I mean, I know that sometime when like this, I do it on YouTube. Sometime my dad watches.
oh,
Or
really?
yeah, and my mom tells me that these days, because he's not in the Senate, because everybody's is on quarantine there. So sometimes he's there. He watches my show. He listens to what I said. And my dad is a guy that he wrote books. He run the country. So he's basically the shoes that I have to feel if I wanted to go in politics are nice too much. But the fact that he's like, last time he actually commented on the thing. I was like, wow, it's and it's strange for me. Like, I remember the first time I had a show. Until back then, my show was super sexy because I was singing on the song, so I was taking girls dancing with them. And I remember one time they made me a surprise because the owner of a club, Atlantis in Paris, he was a good friend of my dad. They used to go to the casino together or something, and so I come to perform, and my parents are there in the VIP in front of me while I perform. I was so ashamed. Like, I have so much respect for my parents that all of a sudden singing in front of them, I remember that was like the first time I was like, oh my God, I was not able to like perform like fully. But now I do it all the time. Every time I do a show
That
in
would have been
Congo,
so
yeah.
awkward.
But now when I do shows, like my father is there, his friends are there, like other politicians come, their children are there. So it's amazing too. So yeah, look, Miss S is saying your song "Question My Heart" uploaded by other YouTube channel has more than 2 million views, and that's a higher view count than on your own channel. And I actually don't mind because all the views on that other channel, I make the money because of the special contract I have with YouTube.
Nice.
So whenever anybody upload my video, for example, I think my video Diamonds on my YouTube channel has 5 million views, and on another channel it has between 8 and 10 million views. And to me, it's just 15 million views. That's the way I see it. And that's why I don't mind being decentralized, because I'm monetized from everything.
That is a good contract.
Galina is saying, so we should rather follow your live chat on YouTube rather than Facebook. Yes, you should rather follow it on YouTube, because I only go on Facebook sometimes. Most of the time, I do it on YouTube because I prefer that platform, and because that on YouTube I also cut the best parts and do 10 minutes video with them, and actually, even if it's free content, the replay is monetized, so that when people see it again, so maybe it's going to be like 300 people watching it tonight, but the next 1,000 people who will watch it during the next 2-3 days, those will be monetized on YouTube. On Facebook, and on Facebook you don't have all the shows. One country make payments and transfer phone to phone. Yeah, exactly. A lot of them, like
Yeah,
Kenya, for example. I think there's
yeah.
a they have a lot. Even
Kenya's got M-Pesa.
M-Pesa, yeah, and
Yep.
Congo
Zimbabwe's got
too.
Econet,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
EcoCash. Yeah.
Exactly. And listen, and in the US, one company that I'm invested in called Square, they have a company, they have this application called Cash App, and everybody is just sending each other money. And here in
Oh,
Europe,
that is huge.
this is huge. Like people just say, "Oh,
Uh,
here's my Cash App," and boom. And
that is huge.
one me here in in Europe, I use Revolut, and on Revolut, like because I do the business of because I have a YouTube network, meaning that I don't just own my channel. I own 7 YouTube channels, including my wife's channel. So
Right.
when her channel makes money, I pay her directly through Revolut, and so she has her own credit card, and I just send her money, and to send whatever she makes on YouTube, it takes 1 second, and that's amazing. Rather than
That's
send it to the
it.
bank account, takes 4 days and come back. Come on, that's
And
all.
then they
That's
probably
all.
they probably charge you crazy money for that as well, because you're
No,
using
I
the
don't use
bank.
Monzo. Sorry, somebody was asking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's really there's a lot of different, like, listen, and this economic crisis will accelerate a lot of things too.
True.
And
Very
I mean,
true.
I'm saying this economic crisis, it didn't arrive yet. Like
It's yet to come.
like right now it's the
It's yet
sanitary
to come.
crisis, but the economic crisis that will happen with like all this employment in the US, all the factories that are closed in China or have been closed for all this time, all these countries that are the ones who buy the things, and not talking about the price of oil that completely
Oh,
dropped
the
because nobody
tanked.
is using it.
It absolutely tanked.
So all this will generate a huge global economic crisis, and you just have to be ready because a
Did,
lot of things will change.
did you hear that some American companies and European companies are pulling out of China because of this whole mess?
The thing is this: I don't believe in all these companies pretending that they can pull out of China, and I can tell you why.
Tell me why.
This is an iPhone. It costs. They sell it for 1,000, and it costs them 400 to make. Because even if a lot of parts come from a lot of areas of the world, it is designed in California, but it is built. It's assembled in China, in Shenzhen, by Foxconn. If it was assembled in Europe, with the price we pay our people, the price that people are not willing to get in America and etc., the social security, all that stuff, this would cost 2,000. So nobody will buy a phone for 2,000, and the people who buy a phone now for 400 or whatever, Android phones, Poco, whatever, Xiaomi, all these phones,
Yep.
Huawei, etc., if they cost that money, is because China is the factory of the world. And it is the factory of the world because a lot of people come from villages and places, and to them, winning the amount of money that they make is a fortune for them. And I'm not saying that is great or whatever. I'm not here to compare the different people, but they have a different work ethic out there, and they are willing to do a lot of things in those factories that we are not willing to do. So if everybody wants to pull out of China, and if the public wants people to pull out of China, go ahead, but are you ready to pay the price of whatever is now built here will cost, with our government used to rape us with taxes, all that stuff? the prices of all the goods will double
Skyrocket.
or triple. And I know that nobody will agree to go to Zara, and because everything is now built in France, the dresses that you used to buy for 30 now cost 90. You are all gonna yell. So leave me with all that hypocrisy. Everybody will stay in China because they need to, and because most of these companies, China probably bought 30% of all of them long time ago, because they've been in the shadows doing their thing, and their plan is a
Quietly.
100-year plan to own the world. So
Yeah.
while we were here, like, people don't even know that a lot of these hotels have been bought by China long time. Listen, Electricity of Portugal, EDP, the national company, belongs 50% to China. Because all the money we've been sending there to build our stuff, they are reinvesting this money in all our companies. And while all these companies, their stocks is down, what do you think they come do? They go, like the same thing I'm do. Like, remember, I went, I saw the stock of American Airlines. I was watching the news. I was like, oh, all the planes are not flying anymore for we don't know how much time. I saw stocks go from $30 one action to 10. I went and bought like 20. So me with my small means, I can spend 1,000 in stock in a month, but I'm talking about people that can buy 1 billion in stock. What you think they're doing right now, while everybody is all the world economy is getting destroyed right now?
It's crashing.
They have billions of dollars that is owned to them by the US. So they are going to spend that money on all these economy, saying, hey, we can save you. Oh, by the way, yeah, we have the masks. You have masks? Oh, you don't? We have some.
You know what? That is interesting. That is also interesting, because that's exactly what's happening, right? A lot of the companies that were making things that have nothing to do with PPE, personal protective equipment, have pivoted, and they're now doing masks. And that was a strategic business move, because remember, the economy closed for non-essential services.
Yep.
If you're making masks, guess what you become? An essential service. Boom, you're back in business, back in the economy.
Did you see what I tweeted? What I tweeted today?
Which one?
I tweeted, if you're in the mask business, you are in business.
Yeah. Yes, I saw that tweet.
And then my next tweet was, oh, by the way, Shada, where we sell masks.
The 3-pack, the black one, go and buy shadowwear.com.
Listen, why like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't believe that this virus was created by whatever. It might have escaped from a laboratory, but I don't think so, whatever. But what is crazy about China is how much this happened, and because it's a place where a lot of Chinese are taught to believe in their government, and their president is their father. So when father said everybody stay home, they stayed home. So they could contain. They probably, who knows, said they only had 3,000 deaths. It might have been 10 times more. And I don't know why all Occidental media care that much about how much, because it doesn't change a thing.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
But what you know is that they have been exposed to viruses from that region for like a decade now. So because they already had COVID, the first coronavirus 10 years ago, and SARS, and before SARS they had the other one,
MERS.
They've been, I think MERS was more in the Middle East, but they had COVID, the first COVID, then SARS, and then again, and then they also had the one of Hong Kong. So they have a lot of pollution. So out there, it is normal to wear a mask. In the
True.
streets, most people wear masks because there's so much pollution out there.
Yeah.
So even if the situation was unfortunate for them because they had to close all their factories, all of a sudden, everybody was needing masks in the other side of the world. So once
And guess where the masks were coming from?
from there, so they was like, yo, listen, we can make this a lack of luck, we can transform it into something, and this is where they are strong. And a lot of these countries, of our countries, for example, like in Portugal, the government was smart enough that they asked the beer makers to make the thing for the hand.
Hand sanitizer. Yep.
They said it like straight away, like in the beginning. And when they told us to they closed everything. Like, I think they said it's a pandemic. The next day, everything was closed. So they were fast, and
They were quick.
and they asked China for masks, like from the beginning. Like, yo, bring in the mask. Where like countries like France, they were stuck without masks for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And a smart move would have been to tell everybody that's in the textile industry, yo, stop whatever you're doing because you won't sell it in any stores. And mask, and right now, fast.
Yeah.
And that's what Germany did. And that's when you see people who are reactive and people who are not. A lot of people that were scared for the economy. They were like, oh no, if we close everything, the economy, and now they have to close anyway. So
exactly. And you raise a good point. Proactive versus reactive, because those people were scared for the economy. Look at them right now. There is no economy without people. If everybody dies, guess what? You aren't making money anyway.
Exactly. Somebody's saying that Music is Life is saying coronavirus is a big business. It is.
Listen,
whoever finds a medicine that prevents people from dying is gonna make it killing. And if you have a Revolut or in Europe, or if you have Robinhood in the US, or other places where you can buy stocks, yo, take 200 euros, dollars, and invest them in a pharmaceutical, Johnson and Johnson, some of these companies who are trying to find a cure. Because whoever will find it, whatever amount of money you will put in there will be multiplied by 10. And at a point, even if we have nothing to do, we're stuck at home. So this is the moment to think about those things. Like, where can I invest? Like, I've been investing in airlines, American Airlines, JetBlue, and Delta, because those are companies that are not flying right now. So all their stocks went down they all lost 60% of their value. But as soon as the planes are going to be in the sky again, all these companies will go back to where they were. Because that's what happened in 2008. So I come from...
History repeats itself.
Listen, history repeats itself. What goes down must go up. What goes up must go down. So when it goes up, make sure you're not there anymore when it's down. And when it goes down, make sure you're here and you invest, because when it goes up, that's where you're going to make your money. So trust me, a lot of millionaires are going to be made with this crisis. And we will know who in a year or 2 or 3. But one thing is sure, if I invest 1,000 in those plane companies today, I will have 3,000 when all this shit is done. So whatever I can invest, every time I make money from you guys streaming my songs, every time I see 5,000 euros coming in, I take 1,000 and invest. So go buy those masks on my website, shadaware.com.
But you know what? You're right, especially about the China thing. When I was reading the article where they were saying, okay, these companies want to pull out of China, the first thing I thought is, this is, first of all,
How?
an emotional decision instead of a logical one. This is like somebody just being like, they have a fight with their spouse and they're like, I hate you. And then they're like, I'm leaving you. Then they go out for a beer, then they come back. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it feels like.
I don't even know if it's an emotional decision. I really think it's just. I think it's just public
Fake.
publicity stunt. I think it's just, yeah, we're gonna remove our assets. We have to that because all the countries are saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah. It's like, yeah.
your balls are inside their hands. Like it's like you gave that. Like all our all the occidental countries, they made that choice to go from the industrialized country to no, I don't know if you say tertiaire in French, which is everything is like service economy and stuff.
Yep, yep. I
They
get it. I get
decided
it.
to do that and to leave everything industrial to all these poor Chinese people back then. And now those guys became the master of the world because they do the things you didn't want to do. Simple.
And they
And
figured out how to be more efficient than everybody else at those things.
exactly. And trust me, if I was the ruler of an African country, because we are here speaking between Africans, I would create my Silicon Valley and create an industry where we can build those masks for you for the same cheap because we have the labor. We have 90% of our populations in Africa are young and vigorous. And those, we would put them like, we would sell those masks because I would have, like, if I was a ruler of one of these countries, I would have like, yo, we're gonna set up a way so that all these people who ask for China for outsourcing, some will outsource for us. Clothing, what you need, you were talking about taking 1,000 people, putting them in a big warehouse so they can cut and saw and create clothing. Yeah, you can do this anywhere, and you have a lot of people who live in villages who don't make more than $1 per month. If you give them $10 per hour, it's the best money they ever made. So you can
Ever.
take all these people, they will feed a whole village, and they will make clothes that will go to Zara and whatever. And you create that today. In 10 years, we are the same as China. And then we stop being at the mercy of these people who give us money, say they're helping us, but in the end they just want to have us in the palm of their hands because they need our oil, our gold, our uranium, our coltan, all this, da 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 da. But I'm gonna stop the revolution before the CIA sends somebody to kill me. I will not run the country.
All I can say is Africa is the next frontier. Because what you said, we've got so many. And you know what? The other thing we've got? Natural resources. So we could make anything in Africa that we
I
really
know.
wanted to.
Listen,
Anything.
I'm waiting for the African phone. I'm switching from iPhones. Like,
All the African phones I know are actually still partly assembled in China. So, I don't know.
but that's the thing is like people always talk about the solution, but they never talk about the base of how we got there. How China became that. Because in the 70s, believe it or not, people in China were starving. They were like big, like there was people, millions of people dying every day or week from hunger in the 70s.
70s into the 80s too.
So
80s, that's when they started to
it took
sort of
them in
turn things
20
around.
years. They were like, yeah, 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 yeah. And now they bought the whole world.
Now they were super powerful. You can't pick a fight with China.
Listen, trust me. Music is Life is saying, I see a good outcome in terms of some African country are showing a good response to which means when the leaders are willing to do. Things can be done in Africa. Of course, things can be done. It's just, there's a thing. We love, when I say we is people, Africans who live outside of Africa. We love to yell that our leaders are corrupted. And nobody ever asked the question about who is corrupting them. The same fucking people who come to the media in Europe and say, oh, your leaders are corrupted. Yeah, by you. It's the same guys who are corrupting them because there's a reason why. Because they need to take what's under the ground. And whenever you have a leader, Mulumba and the others, who say, listen, let's get together and we need to fix the price of our gold. We need to fix the price of our diamonds. We need to control our resources. They get assassinated by the CIA. Why?
And they get assassinated real quick.
Trust me. That's why I say it again. I'm not leading still. I'm just here to make some money and some music.
We're just speaking hypothetically.
How pricey will be airline ticket, hotel, food, and service when the lockdown ends? Listen, I'm not sure. It might be super cheap because they need to make money. You know what I would do now after this thing ends, and after you either go listen to my music or buy one of my masks or make a donation on the link down there. I would actually go to bookings.com or hotels.com or a plane company and see how much they sell the tickets right now. It might be super cheap. I have a friend who told me that he was finding tickets like New York to Europe for like, you can buy it for $150 when normally it would cost like $600, $700. Because no plane is flying and they are now making money, they are actually selling you tickets super cheap, and they're telling you can change the dates. Whenever we're back to flying, we will change the traveling dates for free for you. Because they're not making any money. So they listen, any money they can make to survive and to be able to pay their employees, they will take it. So actually right now, it is the time to buy some tickets to wherever you want to go and just hold them, and just when you are sure that you can travel, you can actually travel essentially more or less for free.
Yeah.
I agree, Africa need this business type of mentality, business mindset. It indeed, and it has to be. I think another problem that we have as Africans is that a lot of us Africans who live in Europe or in the Occident or in America or Canada, we come with our Occidental mentality and we want to apply it the same way we were talking about Spotify and all these companies making the mistakes when they come. We wanna bring the European way in Africa because we lived here so much, and we hear, I'm African. Bro, I have a French passport. At a time, tell you the truth to yourself, you French. I'm French. Actually, I probably got to change nationality for the fourth time and become Portuguese, actually. Because I live in Portugal. I spend my time speaking in Portuguese or English here or French with my friends. So, am I an African? Am I when I say am I an African like somebody who was born and still lives in Africa for the last 40 years? Am I an African like my dad who lives in Africa, works in Africa, like etc.? They moved to Europe, but then they went back. Or am I Afro-American or Afro-European? It's not the same thing. So when we come, we want to bring the things that work in Europe, because the people have been in these political systems for hundreds of years. We want to bring it there, and it doesn't work. Why does it not work? Because it was not made for us. It was not made for us. It's like the Asians. The Asians have their ways. They have their type of societies, and it works for them. And because it's a different kind of people with different values that have been passed for 4,000 years. Those countries like China, they were countries, they were empires way before us. And what Europe has done to Africa was remove our religions, remove our languages. We are in our countries, and our main languages are second tongue now. We all speak French or Portuguese or English, when this is not our main language. We all pray to one blonde guy with blue eyes. Like, he was
and
not
you know
there
what? This
before
is
like, you see what I mean? And then our political, and like we somebody taught us that democracies is when you become one of those countries. But we were kings and queens before they came, with their religions, their languages, before they cut our population into, and we had the Bantu kingdoms, we had the Nilots kingdom, we had like all these, the Fulanis, we were kings and queens. They came and they decided, okay, pop, this belongs to Belgium, this belongs to France, this belongs to this, oh, Germany, you can take that, ba 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 ba. And they decide all that with a map, and they just cut the frontiers in the middle of villages, and all of a sudden somebody was Angolan, another one was Congolese, another one was Gabonese. And so we are here believing that the right way to go is to bring democracy the European ways. And this was created in Greece for Greek white people. This was not created for Africans. So,
and that's it. You cannot copy paste
exactly.
that.
So you have to
do that.
You have to create a system that works for us, that is done by us, and we have to understand how it works by us. We are tribal people, so we have to make it a way that I mean.
You are speaking my language. Hey, listen to this.
My dad is a politician. I could actually do that shit, but
you are totally speaking my language here.
If we stopped, and especially us who live in Europe, if we stop trying to bring what works in Europe out there, and let us do something that works for us, like elections. This doesn't work. Elections don't work in Africa.
Oh my God, dude! You know don't get me started.
Every time we do elections, people die. People are like, "Why we didn't win? Fuck that!" Like, it's not for us. Listen, and you know what is worse is that all of us Africans from outside of Africa, look at how we were happy when Black Panther came out. Wakanda forever. Wakanda. Is Wakanda a democracy?
Nope.
Is the nigga elected? No. It passes from dad to son. And then unless somebody challenges you in the water and whatever. And look at us. We're like, yeah, Wakanda forever. Finally, da 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 da. And we made the highest grossing movie of Marvel and Walt Disney ever, and all this money, it didn't go to Africa. It went to Walt Disney. And look at us, you know. And if I'm sure if that movie was made in Africa, it would have like the same exactly. You don't change nothing. Nobody would have cared about that movie. And that's the sad part about us. Is like we want to be Europeans so much, and we want Africa to become Europe so that we can see, yeah, we have democracy, we have this. I'm sorry. We are
work.
descendants of kings and queens. And we should, of course, I'm not saying let's go back to kings and queens and rulers and whatever, but we should be more in tune with who we are, our roots, and go back to finding something that works for us, because everything that is going right now has been brought by other people. The same people who are always complaining about the Chinese because the Chinese are not doing like them, etc. And the Chinese like, you know what? No Twitter
because
here.
Because they want
no
to impose their own system in other people's systems.
In the world, exactly. Like a virus.
I don't know if have you ever watched any documentary on Somaliland?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I need to send you a documentary, right?
Listen,
Somalia.
If you spoke French, I would send you a documentary called France Afrique about how the French, after the end of the colonization, they gave like a fake independence to everybody, but they kept everything. Like they put like look a country like Gabon.
Yep.
Where the same family has been in power forever. And the same French government who's criticizing the rest of the countries for not being a democracy, they're just like, oh yeah, welcome new president. Why? Because that's where they get all their oil. So, yeah, we could go on, and I said I would stream for 30 minutes, and it's been almost 3 hours.
30 minutes. Yeah, that was 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I need to send you the documentary on Somaliland. You have to watch it because they have a system which you and me are talking about right now, which is different. You have to watch it. I'll send it to you. Honestly.
So G-Spot is saying something interesting. In this pandemic, it's a breach that Africa can use to also start going in the capital of Europeans. Like people with money can actually buy a bit of those companies who like, look, you can buy a bit of the French national air company, Air France, for €4 a share. €4. Like you can own a little bit. So you take like 1 million Africans with just €10, and all of them we buy 4. We just buy 2 shares, and now we have 2 million shares between us, and we can start deciding that they're gonna stop having us pay 3,000 to go home
because you have collective bargaining power.
Simple. Simple.
Man. You know what? I go crazy when I think about this. It goes back to what we're saying, even when we're talking about the music, the compartmentalization of music. We're talking about Lusophone, Anglophone, Francophone Africa. That means we're describing African regions and sections and countries by who colonized them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Listen.
That hurts.
Listen. Diane is saying the best live of this year for now. Until now for me. Thanks, Mr. Shada and MJ. Oh, listen. Thank you so much, Diane. Listen. There's a link down there to donate. Yo, yeah. I need to buy some of those companies. All right. Hello, Andre. I like very much the music of Zouk. Me too. Where can I find that documentary? Which one? Listen, follow us on Twitter, and we will both put the links.
Yeah.
No, we're not singing. We're talking politics, darling. We're talking about important stuff. But kisses,
Sing about
I'll do a live
politics,
one of these.
singing
I'll
God.
do a live one of these days. Don't worry. I'll just pop up live and we'll just start singing. I will not announce. It was like just like poof. I will just be here singing one or two songs, and then I will be like, "Bye, everybody." I think that's how I do it. But yeah, listen, like we in a place right now in the world where we can stay the same and go back to more of this, or we can start using that moment to do what China is doing.
Yeah.
China will come out of this number one power in the world.
And think about what Bruno was saying earlier. This is the time for investment and opportunities. So not just investment, opportunities. So you have to align your thinking and think, what gaps can I fill? Because right now, a lot of people are just thinking, it's Corona, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to work,
Exactly.
whatever.
Listen,
But this is your chance as well to find an opportunity and actually grow yourself and maybe your money.
let me see how much subscribers Bruno have on his channel, so I can ask him how much money we need. So Bruno has now 864,000 subscribers on his channel.
That's nice.
Let's talk, Bruno. We need money to invest. We need some of that YouTube money, Bruno. Yo, almost 1 million subscribers?
That's nice.
Fuck. I'm actually gonna sing my live on your channel live.
That is not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea at all. Yo,
That's a
that's
good
a
idea.
lot of
You know
subscribers,
what?
yo. And like,
Yeah, that's
when
that's
you
good for
imagine
YouTube
that
too.
this started as a fan channel, and now this is like the reference channel for all Kizomba music. Almost 1 million subscribers.
When did he start it? Do you know?
I'm sure he's gonna tell us in the comments. Yeah,
Tell
there
us,
you go.
Bruno.
He's saying we should do a live there. We should. We will.
Yeah.
Indeed. Actually, we've been talking about making a show together on this. We just need to find what. But it would be conversational, like talking with artists and stuff. So when did you start? When did you start the?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, he started the channel in 2011. So almost 1 million subscribers in 9 years.
Wow, that is good.
That's impressive. Like,
Nearly 9 years, and
Yeah.
he's built something so massive. And also, I'm pretty sure Bruno is also a great reference point for anybody looking to get into, that genre as well.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Crazy. So let's see what he does with healthy food. But and that's the thing. If we all start having conversations between each other, people who have something to say actually, instead of only listening to the noise. There's a lot of people who are going live on Instagram because they're bored, and I wish they didn't have a phone, or I wish they didn't have an internet connection, because there's a lot of things that I'm seeing and I wish I unsee, because I'm like, oh my god, like, these guys just made me dumb. Like, there's a lot of people who have nothing to say and they want to talk. And
but that's where platforms like yourself come in when you're creating content, because your idea is about adding value. You're not just trying to just do stuff because you're bored. You're trying to also add value while doing it.
Indeed. Bruno is saying I learned a lot from Kaysha. Thank you. But listen, that's the thing, if we all learn from each other and we all get together to each build our different venues and all help each other instead of being in competition, which is the norm, that's how we prevail. Because I don't know why everybody loves to be divided, you know. Oh, I started learning from him before I even met him, and I'm following his example. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me because it's just like when you're on Twitter. Like you have some pretty meaningful conversations and advice on Twitter. Like, and you're actually, and this is part of how I even found out that you speak more than 2, 3 languages. Is because you're always trying to add something to the conversation, and like that's also part of your persona as a, I guess, more than a musician, in my opinion, because there's so many sides to you, and that's why maybe people do gravitate to you when they're listening to these live feeds and sort of kind of they like what you have to say. Besides the fact that you're charismatic, but you are almost like a polymath because you know so much about different subject matters, and that becomes important. Because look, how many things did we talk about today, Kaysha?
Listen, sometimes sometimes 2-3 hours before going live, I say to myself, I have nothing to talk about. Like
impossible.
Like you remember when we talked like before I call you and we start being live, I was like, I don't even know what to say. I'm tired. I want to sleep early. Like I want to sleep around 2. It's 3:30.
You lied.
You know? And then once you are live, I think what makes it interesting is not just me. It is also the conversation between each other. Hey, ZL is here. What up? And our pleasure. The knowledge has to be shared, and thank you for being here every day, every night, and also for supporting the music all these years. And I think what makes the live interesting is not just me talking or me and my guest talking, is the conversation between all of us. Because most of the time, what makes the conversation go are the questions in the comments, the conversation with the people who are watching, who give their opinion. And most of these people, they come back every day because we talk about different stuff. A lot of people come because I'm a famous singer or beat maker, but then they stay for other things actually. And I receive a lot of messages the next day on Instagram or on Twitter about people that tell me thank you for the value that you add to the conversation and the food for thoughts. Because there's a lot of people are frustrated about where we are or how people are, but they don't have they just have the frustration. They don't think about the solutions. Frustration always creates solutions for me. Like I create everything out of frustration. My label was frustration because the label where I was signed, they have no clue what I was doing and I was frustrated. So I created my own label. I was telling them we should do this. You guys should do this. I will bring you a lot of money. I was telling you, I will generate a lot of money from you. I just need you to give me 20% of them. And I remember them. They were there like laughing. And I was like, he thinks he's Puff Daddy. Ha ha. They were laughing. And
oh my God.
One of them I hired 10 years after.
Wow.
He works with me now. We work on I went to him because I needed somebody to work on everything, contracts and stuff. And we ended up working together, but as equals when I was signed to him. That's because a lot of people, they don't believe in the vision. And And sometimes it's not because the vision is flawed. Sometimes it's just because the vision is way too big, and they're like, it's impossible. Whatever he's saying is not. It's not possible to do all this. Yes, it is. It's just gonna take 20 years. And
Yeah.
most people, they want things that they can do in 6 months. They want they want quick outcomes. When you start being in love with the process, you realize that time is not the problem here. This whole life is the process. Whatever we are doing now, we will look at it in 5, 10 years and be like, well, remember when it was like just 20 of us talking about those things? And look at us now, like everybody now after the conversation started investing in companies and stuff, and like I had an idea, I built something, or now I own this, or now whatever. The things we talk about can be applied to all parts of life. It's not just somebody who has a podcast and somebody who's a music mogul in Africa and Europe that are talking about these. We can apply this to anything, because what we are talking about is not our different industries. We are talking about mindsets, and what people need to do is elevate their mindset. Once you elevate your mindset, whatever you do, you actually always think about the solution instead of thinking about the problem. I talk to a lot of people, all they talk about is problems. I don't have shows. Like, I talk to artists, there's no show, I'm fucked. Yes, you are. It hurts. Corona is fucking my ass. Indeed. It is. What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna complain. Okay.
But actually do something about it.
Listen. Take a YouTube channel. It's free to have one. Take your phone and start talking to your fans. Talk about your struggle. Make music online. Take your guitar if you have one. Sing songs. Not on Instagram, because on Instagram you will not make any money. You will just, or maybe go there, but then bring people to your YouTube channel, because on your YouTube channel, not only all the great content you're gonna do will stay and not disappear after 24 hours like on Instagram, and you can monetize it on YouTube. You can make a little bit of money every time people is watching it. And don't be scared to put donation links so that people can pay you for the value you're giving to them. Those who can will, those who can't won't. It's okay. Those who can will pay for everybody else, and they will come. Somebody will give you 10, somebody will give you 50, somebody will give what they can. And then as an artist, you will continue to do what you do, and your fans will learn how to support you. This is why I don't do shows singing on Instagram, because there's nothing to gain in there other than making people happy, which I gladly do by talking. A lot of artists are telling me, yo, since I've been singing on Instagram, I won 2,000 followers. And I tell them, I did 3 lives on Instagram where I talk the same way I'm talking for 5 hours with fans, with just these conversations we're having, and I made 4,000 followers. So I didn't need to sing not a song. And I can tell people, you want me to sing? You want me to sing? Okay. You would pay 10 to 20 euros to see me perform in a club, how much are you willing to sing, to see me sing from your sofa? I'm gonna give you a link, and you're gonna all of you give me something. So I'm it's coming out as I speak. I didn't think about it. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm gonna give you a donation link, and you will give me how much you think it would be worth to be on your sofa and see me sing. And maybe we can say request a song for X amount. 15 is okay. 5, 2, 10, you decide how much. And okay, let's say for $10, I sing whatever song you want. And if you are generous, you can give 25, you can give 200, you can give whatever, depending on how much money you have. Because a lot of people have a lot of money, and they're not spending that money because they're at home. Some people are millionaires at home and they're fans of music. So if enough people are willing to give me X amount of money to sing my songs, I will sing my songs for you guys. Because if not, you can go see my shows on YouTube. They're there. You can go see my shows. You can listen to my music on Spotify. It's there. I don't have to sing it for you. And those are conversations that you must have individually as artists with your fans, with the people who are willing to stay up watching you talk or watching you sing or etc. And who, I see some people with 3,000 people on Instagram, 3,000 people watching them perform. And then they're like, oh, that's amazing. We had 16,000 people. And then I called them, how much money you made? I did it for the heart, for the love of music. I was like, all right. No problem with the rent? I'm struggling, bro.
Kaysha is like, no problem with the rent.
You have to pay your rent at a point.
You do.
So do you want to teach your followers that the value is free, and have the same followers be willing to pay for Dr. Dre versus P. Diddy? Or they will pay one? Listen, you had 3,000 people? Okay. Okay, wait. We live in European or North American countries. So I would say we live in rich countries. We have unlimited internet. We have, okay. So for us, you, me, people here, $1 is kind of nothing. We spend it all the time without even knowing. Mm-hmm. We'll buy a t-shirt, we'll buy something that we buy a bunch of stuff that we don't need, and we are realizing it right now, because we cannot buy it, and actually we survive not buying nothing. We actually realize that everything we already have is enough. So you have 500 in your bank account. Are you willing to give $1 or €1 to see an artist you love perform 3 or 4 or 5 songs? It's just €1. So I tell these artists, you had 3,000 people. If those 3,000 people each gave you €1, just €1, you have your free month of rent paid. And then you can do even another free show if you want, etc. But at least you are good. You have your rent paid. You have your family safe. You have your children. You can buy the milk, food for your children. Because if you keep giving people the idea that this is free, they will never want to pay you again. And I was talking to a promoter today, a guy who manages big artists, and he was telling me, my year 2020 is over. I'm home. I don't make money. I'm not gonna make money until 2021. And I got 2 kids and my wife. And
Wow.
I'm not gonna make money because I make money from selling shows from artists. So right now, I'm just screwed. Lucky me, I bought my house. But other than that, all I have is my economies to survive. So I can only, yeah, I can buy some food and stuff, but I don't know how long I can hold like this because my job is selling shows. I am fucked.
Wow.
And you are here collectively performing for free on Instagram. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We talking free month. I want to see if everybody will be performing for free in free month. Because what happened is that when I come here on this live, I have a bunch of people. They come and they say, "Are you gonna sing this? Can you sing this? Can you sing this?" And I have to say no. And I don't say no because I want to be rude.
Every single time,
And I don't want
there's
to.
always one person.
I'm not saying no because I want to be rude. I say no because I have to teach my dear friends that this is not free. This is my job. That's what I do for a living. And I'm not giving it away because there's a pandemic. It is still my job, even if there's a pandemic. And my goal is to understand how can I transform the thing that I was doing selling for a club. How can I sell it online? How can I make it of a great value enough for people to be willing to give me 10% of what they would have. Listen, they would have paid the Uber to get out of their house, $10. Paid the Uber to come back in their house, $10. That's 20. Buy one drink or two. That's 40 plus the ticket to get in the show. That's another 20. That's 60 that they would pay. They would pay, invest in the nights to come see somebody perform, and now they want it for free because all of
That
you
could
guys.
totally be 100 because some people buying new outfits to go for these functions too.
Listen, some people buy outfits to go to the cinema with this new boyfriend. So at a point, as an artist and as a fan, you have to each other agree on stopping the madness. And I understand everybody's at home. Everybody's home is actually the best moment to capture audiences because they're home, they're not working. This is the moment where you can come and tell people, okay, listen, I'm gonna sing songs. I'm gonna sing 5 songs every week. I'm inventing. I'm gonna sing 5 songs every week. And to vote for a song, you need to give me $5. And the most voted songs are the ones I will sing. And we will do this every week. That's how you make a business out of this situation. And everybody has $5 to spend because they will spend it anyway on cigarettes or this or that.
Coffee.
Yeah. So listen, I know I have a friend. I saw her story on Instagram. She was doing a Zumba class, and I was like, okay, interesting. So I go to on her story on IG, so just to see what is the class about and what does she does, and she's like, okay, Zumba class is gonna be on my website. Oh, and on the Instagram, she only posts like 15 seconds of the class. Oh, so I go to her website and she sells the class $5 per class and $7 for past classes to access the content. And she was reposting tons and tons and tons of her students who normally pay every week 15 to come see her, and they pay 30% of that, 5, to see her online. They put her on their TV and they do their class, and they're happy to do the class.
And she's making her income.
And she's making her income. You have to respect the craft of the people you love. And the people you love have to respect their craft enough to tell you that is not for free. And this is exactly what all my friends in the Kizomba, Zouk, and etc. world are not doing. They are like fucking their business right now because they have no clue what to do. But if you look at the Americans, no shows for free. They're just dancing, they're talking, they're doing live where they talk. Nobody sing for free.
You've just dropped a major key right there. These are gems, Kaysha. These are gems. I like it. I really like it.
I should be in the gem business.
This is serious. Anyway, I do have to run now, but
yeah, but me too. I was telling my wife in the beginning. I just sent her a message. Yo, baby, don't worry. In an hour, I'll talk to you. I think my wife hates the live. I think my wife you know, every time my wife talks about the live, she has a face. Vas fazer o teu live hoje? She has a face like the face of you're doing this shit like, and I'm like, but she knows because she knows me. She understands what I'm doing. She understands the process.
It's good.
Ma vie, ma santé. Ça fait une semaine. It's been a week that she's here, following me and learning everything on something. So thank you for the lives. My pleasure. Merci. Donation link down there. Go ahead. Make yourself happy. Make yourself lighter. You are giving free classes and knowledge. I feel excited when I see the notification that you are live on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Donation link is down there. You can give $1. It's okay. I'll make good use of that money. Don't worry. What could I buy actually? Well, there's nothing to buy. Milk, bread. Support your artist. Like, it's important. Des idées, il y en a. Des talents, l'expérience. Le plus important, c'est de se structurer pour ne pas savoir. That's true. Ideas and talent, experience is there. The most important is to be structured. To be structured. That's very true. This part. Allow me to share some references in terms of African rights and Pan-African. Sheikh Anta Diop, of course. Yosef Ben Joshakman, of course. Runoko, Rashidi Francis. Yeah, all these names, true. I mean, everybody go check that content. Those are major things that you have right. To each crisis, there's an opportunity. Listen, millionaires are made now in the crisis moment. That is true. Go buy those masks. Shadaware.com. Merci pour cette conversation. Je te dis bonne nuit à toi, ta famille. Merci, Emmanuel. Bisous. AJ is here. Emmanuel, bonne nuit. I want to learn Creole. Okay. People are hooking up in the comments. I love watching people in the comments hooking up. Hey. Oh, look at her. Okay, I will teach you without a doubt. Ha! There we go. Go, AJ. Go. This was really definitely an extended, inspired episode. I enjoyed it very much, and FG is a great guest. That is true. He's a great. Like, listen, everybody should. Let me add it here because we haven't seen it enough. So www. Moto music.
Yeah, music.com. Yeah.
Okay. Let me you should go listen to this amazing content.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, you should go check it. Let me put it there. Yeah, here. It's good here. Please go ahead and check out this great podcast. I really enjoy it. It's not just music from Zimbabwe. It's really music from all around Africa, and you can actually learn about the music of our continent, because a lot of people want to stick to the music they know, not realizing that the music they know comes from something else. There's always the root in those genres that you listen to, and you can learn about all that in the Moto Music podcast. So go check it out, and the last one was actually a great episode.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, MJ. It was a pleasure. He's saying, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank
it was
you,
my
Kaysha.
pleasure.
Thank you, Kaysha. Are you live on YouTube tomorrow? Listen, sis, I'm not live before Wednesday. I need to rest.
You're supposed to sleep early tonight. What happened to that, Kaysha? What happened to that?
Well, listen. and my wife and my daughter, I told her, like, I'm going to be live for 2 days. She was like, okay, I'm going to my brother's. So they are coming back tomorrow, and it's going to be family tomorrow, and resting. And I'm tired.
I'm actually like right now. I just need my daughter is like 5 months. She's still 6 months next week. So basically, like, oh, thanks.
We've been hearing her.
I know, like, hey, can you hear her right now?
Yeah, I can.
Yo, the kid cries, bro. But anyway, like, before she goes to bed, we just hang out. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with her. And,
beautiful. CVBC saying there's nothing free in this world. Indeed. Nothing. AJ saying, nah, bro, it's not like that. Yeah, whatever.
AJ shot his shot.
G-Squad is saying, if I accept the MX Centurion, I accept every major card. Bruno, it was great to listen. Thank you and your guests for a great evening. Thank you all for sticking with us for 3 long hours. We really enjoyed ourselves, and I really want to thank you, MJ, for accepting to be part of this major live. I had the feeling it would be great because of our conversation, and it actually was great. We had exciting conversations, and I really hope to have you come again one of these days. You are always welcome.
Thank you so much.
Club Shada Live.
More thanks to you.
And I really hope that I will be invited in your podcast too.
That's a guarantee.
That's a guarantee.
Like, it's absolutely amazing, and just getting to pick your brain. I mean, we've had so many of these conversations even on Twitter, like
that's true.
Just exchanging information. So for me, it's really important, and it just goes back to value. It's about creating value, and you learn so much when you exchange knowledge, because You've got ideas, I've got ideas, but look, you've had such a long career, you've got experience. You could have been owning 3 apartments in Miami,
or 50 or 80 million in Bitcoins.
Exactly, and I've already learned something from that. So be ready.
Exactly.
Trust the process.
Be ready.
Enjoy the process.
Emmanuel is saying good night, MJ. Good night, Emmanuel. Of a night for you. MJ is not sleeping now. MJ is about to take care of crying baby.
Oh yeah.
Diane is saying this is my first contact with the site Moto Music. Great job.
Thank you.
Diane, this is your last comment here. You're gonna be blocked. Just to let you know. Hey, MJ. God. It's been a pleasure having you with us. And
thank you so much.
Hopefully, we talk soon on Twitter. And everybody, it's been a pleasure having you in Club Shada. And I will see you on the next episode. See you guys. See you, MJ. Bless.
See ya.